What's going on, you brothers? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, back again for yet another classic live stream. I want to say a huge apology for last week. I took a break. I was a bit tired, so had to get my fuel back up, charge my electric fuel to get back to where I am now. So I'm great now, brothers. It's good to always take a break sometimes. Don't overwork yourselves. We're all human beings, okay? So I'm your host, Mr. International Passport. I want to say a huge thank you to those who have supported this channel over the past couple of years. Your support and donations is greatly appreciated. Trust me, it means a lot to me. And welcome aboard the new subscribers and viewers to the powerful International Passport movement, where I encourage brothers to get their passports and live great lives abroad. First and foremost, brothers, as you come in, please hit the like button, please comment, please cash out, and please super chat. Always support this movement. Support. A lot of time and effort goes into this channel. It's practically a full-time job for me, so please support, man. Time is money. Just support, brothers, okay? Thank you, brothers. So, brothers, tonight we're going to be speaking about changing the narrative, okay? Changing the narrative and having a conqueror's mentality. Two things that Black men need to become powerful individuals in this world. I want you brothers to travel around the world, but I want you brothers to have power and have a conqueror's mentality, and of course, change the narrative. So I brought back on this channel the one and only, the legend, the chosen one, according to Star Wars methodology, Mr. Theo Waf. How you doing, Theo, tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, and of course I'm Sith, so yeah, I'm the chosen one. That's right. Watch out! I have two lightsabers. One's red, the other's purple. So yeah, I know what's up. I have my fun. So I'm having a good time. I'm gonna say this: today was brutal. Like boy, did I work to death. I thought I was gonna like pass out. So I've been working to death like last week. So you gotta earn it. It's nothing's given for free. You got to earn that stuff. So I have been working hard, and then of course the class. I'm teaching 4 classes right now. I'm working there too. So are the students. Students are working hard. So it's a lot of effort, but the rewards are worth it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Definitely. So Theo, do you mind giving a brief introduction about who you are? Because actually, we do have some new people on the channel over the past week. I didn't stream last week, and new people joined. So do you mind giving us a brief intro as to who you are, Theo, what you do, anything interesting about you, and we'll go on from there. The chosen one.
Uh, my name is Theo Waf. I've been involved in the Manosphere since 2010. I lived in Japan 16 years, Russia 1 year, France 1 year. I've been to over 40 countries. I had quite a lot of resume in terms of travel. Dated a lot of women in the world. I work in IT security, particularly IT cloud architecture and WAF, which is web application firewall architectures. I am passionate about cloud. I teach cloud, and I'm passionate about getting guys into the cloud and recognizing that this is a job that they can do too, and not just somebody else. I went to my universities. I did go to St. Petersburg University, St. Petersburg State University in St. Petersburg, Russia. I went to the Sorbonne in France. And then I was supposed to go to Meiji University in Tokyo and for grad school. I didn't like my professor, so I told him to go. And I told him to go die. I hated him. And I decided to stay in Japan, so that's why I was there for such a long time. I was married to a Japanese woman. Unfortunately, she passed away, and it's one of the sad points of my life. But I've been working in finance, securities, insurance industries for quite a long time. I'm big into crypto. I'm big into real estate. So that's what I do.
Fantastic, Theo. So what happened to you in grad school? Were you kicked out of grad school when you cursed out your tutor?
This guy was like, I don't know. We call in Japan they talk about wet leaves all the time. Like a wet leaf has no value; it just sticks. And this guy was like a wet leaf. And I just look at him. I was like, I'm not going to spend, like, I was 24 years old at the time. I was like, I'm not going to give you my 24 year of life studying Japanese economic history with you because you have no idea what you're doing. And that was the end of it. I mean,
And you
I
quit.
just didn't. I quit. Yeah, straight out. I finished my master's degrees in the United States, but I didn't. I didn't do a master's degree in Japanese economic history. So it's always been a hobby of mine, just something I do on the side. It's fascinating. It's very. It's a good topic.
Incredible. As you can see, brothers, Theo has a very impressive CV. I've always said this about Theo. He is literally one of the greatest living black men in America and possibly the entire world. And Theo, don't get too ahead of yourself, Theo. Don't get a big head yet, Theo. Okay, but I'm giving you your flowers, brother. Okay, it's very important to give intelligent black men their flowers. But Theo is quite simply a very intelligent man, potentially borderline a genius.
Mm.
Very well educated, um, very sharp man, and he's definitely the correct person to speak about changing the narrative and having a conqueror's mentality. So let's get straight into it, brothers. So, brothers, what I mean by changing the narrative is that as black men, we have to we have to change, the
Mm-hmm.
perception people have of us. Okay. I've always said that image is very important, but in terms of changing the narrative, it's more than just image. It's about black men, making power moves. It's about black men doing the right things. It's about black men being high value men. Theo, how do you feel about that terminology, changing the narrative, and what it means to you, Theo, as a black man yourself, brother?
It's fundamentally important, and it's something that I've had to be working with my entire life. And so it is by far more difficult to deal with in the United States or the Western world because the media and you got history, you got a lot of other issues that are pretty much like a burden put on the black of black men, and it's something I just totally hate. When you go abroad, it's not there nearly as much, but here it's pretty hard. So you just have to go against it. You have to say, no, this is who I am, and I'm successful. And it's one of the sad things. Again, give a shout out real quick. Sorry, I have to do this because I was on a stream. I have to give a shout out to Angry Man when he was talking about this week because he said, we're the only group that pretty much backstabs us or attacks its
Mm,
own while they're trying to get themselves out of the gutter.
mm,
And I think it's pretty much true. And so we have to. The ones who think we're going to fail the most are our own group. And
ah,
if black men show competency at all, suddenly they're attacked by their own. And I'm sick of this crap. So that's just another reason why I decided to teach the class. And I was able to get through parts of this, myself when I was doing Red Pill by myself, by like MGTOW monk for years.
RP,
But
bro.
yeah, RP, sorry, when I was doing RP. But I just, again, I'm just tired of it. I'm like, I can lead a lot of other men to do the same thing. So they got the numbers, got people with the willpower. I'm like, okay, I'll show you how to get through this. That's what I'm doing.
Fantastic. And obviously Theo has his IT courses. He has the Manosphere conference has been very successful. We've had two so far, and it's been a wonderful success. We're changing the lives of black men worldwide. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
But there's still a lot of work to be done. Because when I speak about changing the narrative, you know, I want more than just, having a great image. I, I,
mm-hmm,
I want power. We want status. We want to be the top at everything, you know.
mm-hmm,
And when you say that, people don't expect black men to do well or achieve great things,
mm-hmm.
what is the cause of that, Theo, in your opinion?
There's various reasons for it, but mainly it's because black men are. This is my humble point of view. I mean, somebody might come out there and say this is what the reason is. Okay, great. So I mean, I haven't really researched this. I'm giving from my point of view. Part of it is the narrative. So we're not in charge of our own narrative. And also, so many Black men are driven from homes. So Black men are not able to enforce or show the narrative of their own lives within the family. And that has a huge impact. And then once a guy, again, a man like myself, because competent, educated, can obviously be a good father, be a good husband, we're being labeled as being, like educated lames, or we are, we'll say the non-select, when obviously we're the ones who should be breeding the most and actually creating the strong families to get the next generation to where they're supposed to be. And so it's the community against, it's the narrative, it's people making a lot of bad decisions.
Mm.
And it's as a function of a dysfunctional society. And one of the things that I like studying is Mao, Mao's China and Stalin's Russia.
Mm.
And you see two societies who were attacked by outside forces, and they're messed up, and they're going around killing themselves. Even the outside forces are gone; they're attacking each other, and it's like they have this sort of paranoia against what happened. If the Chinese, what happened, the Japanese did to them, and the Russians, what the Germans did to them. They didn't really have that much help. And one of the things I notice, again, shout out to Angry Man again, is for Black men, we don't really have anybody helping us out.
Mm.
We're isolated. We're on our own. I totally agree with that. And of course, okay, we all know about the racism and the slavery. Okay, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, not like I've been enslaved right now, but there is some carryover, sure. But that is used as an excuse to disenfranchise ourselves. When the reality is that we should just forget about that, recognize that our situation is a lot better now than it used to be, and then take control of our narrative and move forward and do it in a very traditional and solid manner, making strong families, making strong children, doing well in school, doing well in business contexts, and moving forward. And what we're seeing, though, is a lot of our community just isn't doing that. So that's why I'm part of changing the narrative.
Fantastic. And within the avenues of changing the narrative, right? I think we can break it down to certain subsections, feel right. So we have
Mm-hmm.
the IT movement, we have SYSBM movement, and we have traveling as well. Because it's all good and well traveling, but when brothers travel, we want brothers to have a different mindset. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we don't want brothers bringing that American mindset to foreign countries. You need to actually
No.
take it apart and rebuild yourself again. You know,
Yep.
and there's a show called The Wire. You heard of that
Mm-hmm.
before, Theo? The Wire.
Yep. 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 Yep.
The guy called is it Marlo Stanfield? He says, "My name is my name."
Mm-hmm.
My name is my name. A powerful line. Who you are is who you are.
Yep.
Okay, and we want brothers to be great men when they go abroad, because we're making great moves abroad with this international passport movement. But brother, speak about the IT and how that's very important for in brothers changing the narrative via IT, bro.
So that's I would say, okay, I'm in IT, and that's one area where we can get what's considered to be professional level jobs. These are white collar jobs, where we can excel very quickly. We don't need to have a college degree, and all it is the idea of, do you know the theory, and can you do the work? That's it. That's all that
Mm.
people care about. So one of the areas I decided to focus in, again, for myself back in the day, was getting into IT, excelling there. This is when I was in Japan. And another reason for that was that if I got a job in IT, I could work anywhere. And in particular, I could return back to the United States. Now, I want to say there are other jobs you can have that you can focus on, and you can get out of the glut that where people are in. Of course, there's day trading. I know a lot of Black men who are in day trading and actually very effective in it, and
Mm.
they're able to pay all their bills, and they're having a great life. There's what is it? Finance you can get into. You need a little bit of education there, but you can go to finance. And real estate is another area. Of course, the United States, flipping a house. Know plenty of guys in Texas. That's all they do is flip houses, and they make a huge amount of money from it. So they're happy. So there are areas where we can go into and get a great wage and change the narrative. And another thing that let's keep going on this. One of the things that I didn't like about when I was going deeper into the Black manosphere was just how many Black men were satisfied with subpar wages.
Ah.
And they thought it was just fine. So, for example, this guy would come into a group and say, hey, look, I found this great job. It's like $25 an hour. I'm going to help all you guys get that job. Well, $25 an hour is $50,000 a year. It means it ain't nothing. It's zero. But you got guys going on there thinking that that's a lot of money. And I got sick and tired of that. I was like, stop it. That's not. Stop this crap. You need to be aiming by far higher. How about $50,000 a month? Let's go for there. And people think I'm nuts. I'm like, nope, not. You can actually do it. And so another reason why I showed IT to these guys is because I want to change that narrative. I want to show people that you can get the job. You can get plenty of money. And not only that $120,000 or $150,000 a year ain't that much. And you actually need by far more than that. And so far, it's working. My first group of students, my message is getting through, and they're changing their thinking. So now we're going on to the second group.
You see, brother, you see how we tied change the narrative to IT there, okay? So the original narrative that a lot of Black men have, like Theo said, is that $50,000 a year is a lot of money. But Theo's telling you, no, change that mentality, aim higher. Start aiming for $150,000 a year, maybe $200,000 a year. It's very important to actually have that kind of mentality where you think big, you think expensive, brother. Is that the correct word for that, brother? Thinking expensive, thinking big, bigly in the words of Donald Trump.
You have to think big, but then you actually understand like what money really is. So, like, I remember when I finally hit $300,000 a year here in the United States, I thought that was a lot of money, and within 6 months, I recognized it wasn't. It was just like you get used to it. You're like, this is cute. I still can't travel first class ticket someplace. I'd have to save the money. I don't want to do that. It's not smart to do. But doing that 3 years of 300,000, I got to change my mind. I got to understand what money really was, and I understood that a lot of people in the country just don't get money. They don't have access to it, and so what they think is great really isn't that much. It'd be like somebody who only had access to McDonald's their entire life, and they never had French cooking, or they never had a good curry, like a really authentic curry, right? You're like, you don't know what food is, man. It's not McDonald's. It's not French fry. What's a French fry? The French don't have French fries. They don't even know what the hell that is. Like you have to really get out of that bubble. So I think for myself, making the huge money got me out of that bubble. And when I was in Japan, was making $250,000 a year for several years. It also helped me to get out of the bubble when I was there and understand what is really possible in terms of prosperity. And it was by far higher and better than what I thought. So what I needed to do, first thing, you're going to like this. This will be a good conversation point. First thing I needed to do was stop listening to women. Because women's view of salary was so low. So I didn't know what I look at them like, what's really wrong with you guys? Because one thing, their view of what a salary is supposed to do was really low. but their view of how much the salary a man made was really high. And I was like, you can't tell a man to go low and then expect him to have a high salary.
Mm.
It just that doesn't work. So I stopped listening to women regarding money, and especially regarding like vacations and the amount of work that I can do. And I recognized that I, as a man, become when I work, when I'm
Mm.
active, when I'm producing. That's when I'm the most masculine. So let's do that even more. And when I did that, I felt great. I felt like everything was normal. So that was one of the big things I did. I stopped listening to women regarding salary because they don't know what they're talking about.
Fantastic point there, Theo. And I like the point where, you know, where we tie in change the narrative, right, to jobs and
Mm-hmm.
particularly salary, right? It's the old narrative is working hard. The new narrative, brothers, is working smart.
Yeah,
Okay?
working smart.
Work smart. You know, that's what's gonna, take you from an average man to a high value or great man. Wouldn't you
Mm-hmm.
say so? Yeah, because you can work hard, right? But if you don't do the right things, if you don't study for the right things or do the right things, you won't get recognized for that. You just waste your energy. So in this world, you have to work smart, to actually make great headway. Ain't that right, Theo?
You
Is that your experience?
you have to work smart. You have to be in it for yourself first. That's why I like SYSBM so much, because it focuses on you, number one. And the one thing that you, especially go to a high value man, something I recognized back in the day was that I had to be able to expand um, benefits of my work to other people. So that doesn't mean giving them money. What it
Mm,
means is that I could help them do a project and they would gain value from my labor, or I could get them in contact with somebody else and we could do a project together, and then all of us would have by far more cash flow coming in than we could have individual, and on an individual basis. And when people call me up and they say, "Can you do a project?" they know I'm going to be one of the best engineers they can put on there, and they're going to get a great revenue stream out of me. So it is, it's really, the network is so important. And when I stopped thinking of it just being me, but it was value to all, that's when things really started changing. And I got you get a part of the network, you get a part of the group, and that's where I started looking at the narrative again for black men. For myself, I was okay, but you see, what happens is that people in the professional fields, they stop thinking that I'm black, basically. So
mm,
I'm like Theo with an asterisk. Yeah, yeah. Black but not black. That's how they would say it. And I get tired of this, and I don't want that anymore. I was like, no, man. What I want is people say Theodore, yeah, he's black, and those black men in IT are great.
yep.
We're lucky to have them, right?
Yes.
So let's get those guys in there. Let's train them in there and put them in. And I mean, if you're in my class, but other guys here, you guys aren't in my class. Some of you guys in the chat are in my class. Some of you are not. You'll know that black men can do the work. It's not hard. Black men can understand it. And
Mm,
so some people struggle. We all struggle through something. I struggled in art class. I struggled in music class, man. It was nothing. I couldn't do everything perfectly. We all have some sort of problem, but you can get through it. And particularly if you get through it as a group, you can understand that you're not alone and that you can actually achieve the goal. And that's a part of changing the narrative. That's a part of understanding that black men can be really great in IT. And the person who was stopping us the most isn't white men. They're scared. They're not going to do anything. The people who are scared the most are the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Keishas, looking, and they're like, we don't have this labor source. They're the ones who want us to be controlled, take the benefit of our labor from us, and then say black men ain't ish, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. So when we change that narrative, get the education or get the training that we need in IT, this is what I'm doing. Change the narrative, get into the working force, get that money, then we can turn around and say, with our money, the cash flow we have, we're changing our not only our narrative but our own fate, our own future, and we're going to make something different for us that nobody else has been doing. Because again, nobody's on our team; it's just us. So let's make sure we have our labor that benefits us first.
Yes, indeed. Hold on, Phil. Let me read a couple super chats real quick, bro.
Sure.
Shout out to Mr. Marvin Lloyd for the $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Marvin. He says, "Hey, IP, it's been a while." Yes, indeed. Thank you for being patient. I took a break off last week. I was super tired, but I'm back to it. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. J Bones for the $2 super chat. Super sticker. Appreciate you, J Bones. Welcome back, brother. I hope all is well, J Bones. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Irregular Data for the $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you, brother. The man Theo, changing many lives, including mine. Yes, indeed. Irregular Data, definitely. I believe he's in the class as well. I think so.
Yep.
So you're doing great things as well. Appreciate your Irregular Data. And of course, long live Mr. Theo the Great. Thank you very much for that, Irregular Data. Shout out to Mr. J Takashi for the $10 super chat. Changing the narrative about us is important. Sink or swim. I love my brotherhood preaching its message. My philosophy to help brothers find that, plus cleaning our images for ourselves is necessary. Yes, indeed, brother. Yes, indeed. Great super chat. Welcome back, J Takashi. Missed you, bro. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Mr. J Takashi again for the $5 super chat. Please, men, train your conquerors haki. That's reference to One Piece. To work and take the things you want and establish yourself. I want to see you all succeed and be happy slash win. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, J Takashi. We hope you succeed as well, brother. We're rooting for you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Ice Woldy for the $199 super chat. Thank you both for the work you do. Much appreciation for the kind words, Mr. Ice Woldy. And of course, thanks to Theo for the work he does as well. Much appreciation, Theo. Shout out to Mr. Kenneth Williams for the $199 super chat. Shout out to Mr. Theo Waf. Yes, indeed. Big shout out to Theo, the smartest living black man in America currently right now. So big shout out to you. Or maybe Ben Carson might have something to say about that.
No, I mean I'm thinking about DeGrasse, DeGrasse, William DeGrasse. I think he's
Neil deGrasse, Neil.
yeah,
Neil
yeah,
deGrasse.
the astronomer. He's somebody I look up to. He's amazing. I really I like his material. Yeah, I have a high IQ. My IQ is 156. So that
Lord have mercy.
yeah, I'm kind of like a supercomputer, but um, I have my own failings. I don't. I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm God or anything. I'm like, no, man. There's things I'm trying to get done with. I don't really care. I, I, I mean, I'm trying to achieve more. I'm not going to go around boasting about it. I know the reality that that jock on the football team who has no brain and no future is going to shag the girl that I really like. I understood that in high school. I was like, this is unfair. Like I could make a family with her. What's she doing with this guy? Oh, I'm done. So I mean, you have to be humble about it. It's like, oh, okay, let's just try to help people out. It's fine.
So
Um,
Theo has an IQ of 156. He must have some superpowers if it's that high. He's definitely got some superpowers, brother. So be careful. He could read your mind. Magneto is on our stream right now.
yeah, I do. Some people have said that I can read their minds. I can actually read their intention. Yeah, sometimes I can, but I just stay quiet because I'm like, well, it's not. It's something I learned back in the day. It's not worth it to boast because then it just creates somebody hating you, and you have to go deal with
Yeah.
that. So it's just better to be kind of like subpar, and I mean, kind of like under the radar, and just every once in a while do something, but do it to change a narrative or to help somebody else. Then it's okay. You can actually do something. But outside of that, no, man. It's why I haven't published it. Like I have a BMW M8. I haven't published one image of it with me in it. It's because I don't need that publicity. So it's just really, really quiet. I have images of me with my dog, or um, me with Angelica, with the blonde. I'll talk about her or something like that, but nothing outside of that.
I want to say this right. It warms my heart when I see successful black men like Theo. Okay, whenever I come across successful black men, even in real life, I get very happy because I know how hard they must have worked to become the great man they are in the world that we live in. So I want to say this right now. If you hate Theo for some reason, leave this channel. This channel ain't for you. Okay. If you hate successful black men, this channel is not for you. Okay. Um, I want to see 1,000 more Theos, 10,000 more Theos. We should be uplifting men like Theo. Okay. So anyone on that hating tip, oh, he's got more than me. This channel ain't for you. Okay. In this world, people will always have more than you. There'll always be someone taller than you, have more muscles than you, a better girl than you, have more money than you, etc., etc. You as a man have to inquire about what made that person successful. Ask
Mm-hmm.
questions. Never hate anyone. If you come across someone that's richer than you, that's more wealthy than you, ask questions. Hey, bro, what did you do to get here? What did you study to get here? Blah blah blah. Ain't that right for you? Always learn from people that are better than you and apply it to
Yeah,
life. Never
you know,
hate.
one of the things I did right on that is like, um, there was this guy that was a big player. He got all these girls, and I hated him because I knew how he treated the girls. He was creating a lot of problems for them, but he got girl after girl. And when I was 20 years old, instead of hating him, I said, "Tell me your ways. What are you doing? Let me try to figure out what you're doing and I'm not doing." And he taught me quite a lot. Taught me a lot of game, what I was doing wrong, and how girls perceived men's actions. And I learned quite a lot. The thing was, is that you talk about intention. I took his knowledge and transformed it to get a really great study girlfriend when I was at the Sorbonne when I was 21 years old. So I wasn't a player. I just took that knowledge and got one really great woman. So there's always somebody out there who knows more than you. You
Mm,
just have to take a step back and say, teach it to me, or
yeah.
how can I get that knowledge from you, or what am I doing wrong? And just to be honest, and most of the time the people will teach you. They'll be more than happy to teach you and actually help you out. You just have to be honest about it. You can't be a hater against those guys. You got to accept them for where they are, where they're at.
Yeah, I think it's very important to be humble, and have that humility to ask someone
Yeah.
questions and admit that he or she's doing better than me.
Mm-hmm.
I need to obtain that knowledge from them and apply it to your life or my life or whoever's life.
Mm-hmm.
So case in point, Phil here is obviously doing a lot better than many people, but he's very humble enough to share that knowledge and resource to us. Get into
Mm-hmm.
IT, study hard, get into cloud engineering and cloud architecture, and you can be like Phil one day. And that's fantastic, man. And all you gotta do is ask, man. All you got to do is ask. And I think the old man state is we're leaving hating behind us, brothers, and and the new man state is we're bringing more humility, we're bringing more determination, and we're
Mm-hmm.
bringing more compassion, amongst black men when it comes to a movement like this. All right, because every other group of
Mm-hmm.
men, they're doing well, they're rising, the Chinese, etc., etc. Time for black men to get a seat at the table. Ain't that right,
Right.
Theo?
No, own the table. We want to own the
On the
table.
table. Ooh.
Yeah. We want to own the building with the tables there. Yeah. In
Ah,
fact, we want to control who knows where the table is,
ooh.
control access to it. Yeah. We want that's it. Particularly because there's certain 304s we want to make sure they stay on the streets and get away from our table because they're going to start twerking on it or start doing some kind of crap on our table. So we don't want them around that table. Stay on the streets. Uh, that's the way I look at it. I'm pretty savage on that reason. So, well, hey, there's a nice Latina. There's a nice Thai. There's Junko from Osaka. Hey, come here. There's a table over here. We got it ready for you. Come over. Yeah, I'm going to talk with you. Yeah, that's the way it works. So, guys, yeah, we want to be in control in every facet of our lives, and too many times we are allowing um, others to control our environment such that we become dependent on them, and that's we're so used to it that we don't second guess it, but you should. So one of the things that again we're talk about this narrative is when you go abroad, you're going to be looked at as either, for myself, just as an American, or in IP's case, just as an Englishman. And the color is a bonus. They think that's great. They like the shade. They like the look. But the passport is huge for them. And it's not because the girls like they want a green card or anything. No. It's kind of like in the way that Canadian girls and American girls like British men with British accents. It's kind of the same way. The girls over there like American men with American accents, and that we happen to be dark. They're good for it. Same thing, like I know in Japan, very much English man with a dark skin. Japanese girls go crazy for that because they got the accent and they've got the look. They're like, oh yeah, yes, my eggs are ready for fertilization. Come over here. So that was bad, but it was true. So there's always these opportunities for us, and we need to get out of this bubble, and we're always living in it. Now, if you go over there and you're out of the bubble, you're expected to play a certain role, and that role is positive, but you're expected to be the provider, but also be a man. There's no there's in the what we have right now in the West is these really weird things like this is a man's work, but maybe not, a woman's work, but maybe not. Some people don't know what a woman is. They can't define it. What I know. You go to Japan, they know what a woman is. They're not playing around. You go to China, they know what a woman is. Thailand, they know what a woman is. Brazil, they know what a woman is. There's no question on this. And so you have your role, they have their role, and they like the inner exchange between the two. And when you get in that kind of situation, you're going to look back on the Western world and think, how the hell did you ever stay there? And it's why I push you guys, if you guys get in contact with me, or if I'm able to communicate with you directly, and if I see any hesitancy on your part to leave the country, or any kind of, like, you don't have your passport yet, you don't know what's going to go on, you're like, I don't know if I can do it right now, I will kick you as hard as I can, because I know the bondage that you're in. I know the horrible situation that you're in, and you're not even really aware of how to change the narrative for yourself. You go abroad, you're going to be like, it's changed already for you. And so you're going to wonder why you ever tolerated being badly treated as a black man in the West. Like, how did that ever happen?
Damn.
And then like this educated lame stuff, there are going to be girls out there who are going to like admire you, that you speak their language and you know engineering and you know computers. They're like, wow, you know all this stuff? You're going to be a great father. Yeah, I'm available at 7:00. Yes, you should ask me out. I'm available. Let's go. And she's going to be not only making sure other girls don't talk to you, but she's going to be showing you off every once in a while to other girls and to other family members, because she thinks with you, she's going to think she hit the lottery. And again, I can just see some certain women on here, the ABWs on our side, thinking it's all about green card. Honey, it isn't. It's about the woman getting that guy that she's always wanted, and she never had access to him in her own country. And now she's got this guy, educated, understands culture, understands fashion. He can rap a few bars of some Jay-Z or some Tupac. And she's in love. She's like, yeah, make a family with me. I'm ready to go.
Oh man, it's classic already. Hold on, Phil. Couple of super chats. Shout out to one of the goats, Mr. Thomas Demihin, for the £1.79 super chat. A battle royale is common amongst black men. Tragic, yes, indeed, man. Very sad to see. But in our space, we're not on that harming other black men nonsense, rapping about killing other black men nonsense. Not on this space. So thank you, Thomas. Great super chat there, Thomas. And great movie too, Battle Royale. I haven't seen that. It's been years since I watched that movie. That was a crazy film. Japanese too, Theo. Shout out to Kenneth Williams for the $199 super chat for the content. Thank you for the kind words, Kenneth Williams. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Marvin Lloyd for the $20 Canadian super chat. Theo, after the cloud practitioner, which certificate is next?
SAA. So you need to take the Solutions Architect Associate. But Martin, I would say, like I say to all my students, follow your heart. What do you want to do? And what fundamentally, where do you want to grow? So maybe you're going to take Azure. Maybe you're going to go into GCP. I don't know. But if you do SAA, it's pretty easy to take that after CCP. So you might as well just go and do it. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Thank you.
You need fundamentally, you need to figure out a specialization area and go for it.
Awesome. Thank you, Theo. Shout out to Mr. Conrad Grant for the $2 super chat. Hi, IP fam. Great to have you back. Blessings to you. Blessings to you too, Mr. Conrad Grant. Hope all is well and your house building in Costa Rica, brother. Looking forward to seeing that complete. Thank you, bro, for the kind words. Shout out to Mr. Nate Tyler, who I've not seen before. Welcome, Nate, if you're new to the channel. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Shout out to Theo. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the kind words, Mr.
Thanks,
Nate Tyler. And shout out to Theo. So
I know him.
Oh, you know him. Okay. Yeah. So now I want to move it on to having a conqueror's mentality. You know, brothers, but when I talk about having a conqueror's mentality, I ain't playing no games here. I'm literally about power, dominance, world dominance, and being just, being at the top of everything that we do, wanting to conquer everything that we touch, see, and feel. Feel, how important is it for men, particularly black men, to have a conqueror's mentality? I want to conquer everything. I want to be the very best, the best I ever was. A Pokemon can stand a chance with the power that begun. Pokemon, having that Pokemon mentality, bro. I want to be the best, man. Go on, bro.
I had a string of Japanese ready to go. I was getting it from my head. I was like, "You want Japanese? I'll give you some Japanese right now." Okay. I decided to be quiet and be good. You guys, this is the big thing. This is why I say it. You have to depend only on yourself, on your own strength, and also upon your network, but not huge, but you use that as your backdrop, but you only on your own strength. So you have to think, for example, you want to buy a house? Okay, you buy it with cash. You don't need to have a credit score because you got the cash flow to actually just pay for it straight out.
Yeah.
And you're going to be thinking of ways, for example, day trading or crypto, in order to increase your resources, increase your cash flow so that you can get that. And one of the things that I recognized back in the day when I got back, not only in Japan, so in Japan, you're outside of the financial system. You cannot benefit from it whatsoever as a foreigner. One of the things I recognized was that I was on my own. So there wasn't going to be anybody who could co-sign for me, and nobody's going to bail me out. I needed to make sure I had the cash flow and the resources to be my own bailout and to provide myself with an abundant life. And so that meant I was going to have to work and to really think about things. So, like, give me a point of view of America. So America, you got a lot of, particularly the ABW, but a lot of people are talking about how to get that cash, how to get a credit score so that you can borrow money to buy something that you really don't have the cash flow to support. That's not the way to do it. That's the way to be indebted. The way that you have to be thinking is like this. You want to be working so hard to get such good cash flow that you can buy an asset, and then from the interest, or the cash flow from that asset, you can go out and buy something that you really want to have. Because then you've got the asset and you have the item, both. And you never needed to have any credit. And that's the way to really think in terms of being a conqueror. That's the way to be in control of all elements and not be dependent on anything. And you always want to be thinking that way. The only way that you want to go do something like, the only way you want to bring somebody in is that they're bringing value to you. Like, for example, like guys know, I have my home gym is about $120,000 right now. It's phenomenal. I have a personal trainer because my personal trainer introduces variety and chaos to me, which helps me to lose weight and keep my weight down, which is what I'm working on a lot right now. So I have to bring that person in as a specialist. But in terms of, in terms of equipment, I don't have to worry about it. At 11:30 at night, I want to get on elliptical. I just go downstairs. I got an elliptical right there. I got a $10,000 elliptical in my garage. I can go do it. I want to do bench press. No problem. I got 2 stations for that. I need to do some sort of lat pull downs. I need to do leg press. Got it all there. Got all the weights. I got all the kettlebells. Got everything that I need. So that's why when I talk about conquering, that means you really want to be in control of all assets, of all aspects of your environment and of your career. Now, one of the things that I'm really big on, guys, I want you to listen to this because this is with IT, is I'm really big on your own training. So when I started making money again in America, one of the things that I did was I put a certain amount of money, usually about 10% of my wages every month, I put that into my own training, either buying books or training materials or taking a training course. And I knew that would be the foundation of future growth. And that's exactly the way it was. So I have, if you look on my resume I have well over $200,000 worth of training in IT. But all of it was paid for by me. Nobody else. I did it all on my own. And that's why I was successful. It's because I owned my training. I owned my environments for that. And I was able to get ahead because I have the tools to get ahead. So this is part of having a conqueror's mentality. You're not dependent on anybody. When you have the ability to be successful, you take it and you reinvest it into yourself. You don't go out and say, like, for example, I got $10,000 this month. I'm going to get all these girls. It's more like, I got $10,000 this month. I'm going to put $2,000 into training. I'm going to pay my bills. I'm going to remove my debt. And I'm just going to live on $700 until the next month. And I can do that. I can do that in terms of value. And then next month, I'm going to try to make sure that I can get $12,000 in cash flow or $14,000 in cash flow. That's how you do it, step by step. Lots of focus on direct implementation, knowing the details, owning the process, and not compromising anywhere.
Incredible. Wow. Incredible, Theo. And I think also having that conqueror's mentality is also, wanting to dominate, dominate and rule, because obviously we know how the Chinese are doing things right now, the Arabs do things. Black men need to, I said have a seat at the table, but you talked about owning the table, being that the number one major power player. How can we get to that level of influence, brother, where we can actually essentially run this world or even run America? How do we do that, brother? Is that like a secret black ops operation, smoke with the black man, then we start taking over things in the background? What do you think, Theo?
The first thing you have to do is focus on community and family. So you have to make sure that your dollar or your pound, if you have British sterling pounds over there, the pound over there in the UK, you have to make sure that stays inside your family as much as possible. And you have to make sure that you actually have a family structure. So with the gynocentric social order that we have right now in the West, you have women who are hell bent on destroying the family. That means they're destroying the foundations of wealth, not only for the community, but for themselves.
Mm.
So, what my suggestion is, again, when I'm SYSBM, unapologetic, is go abroad, get a woman who is on your platform, wants to be with you, wants to make children with you, and make a strong family with her.
Mm.
Then network with other like minded men and pool your resources together. And then from there, do something, be successful. And then it takes a while, but then focus on certain areas where people don't want to work and make sure that you specialize there and that your group specializes in those areas. And if you do that, that's when you can start owning the table. You can start owning the building. So it takes a while. This is not something you do overnight. It takes some work. But I think the first part is making sure that your money stays in your community with you and that you have a stable family structure that is male first, male led, and the woman is on your platform supporting you.
Mm.
No gynocentric whatsoever.
Wonderful. Thank you, Theo. Shout out to Mr. Ben Hill for the $15 super chat. He says, Theo, do you know any black day traders to get in contact with, as well as how do I get in contact with you?
You need to be a part of IP's group, and then you get in contact with me from there, and then I can get you in contact with people. I can give you people's information from Facebook. So that would be the easiest way. Just join IP's group. Yes. Also, if you do message, this is for anybody who's listening. If you on Facebook and you send me a message, please tell me who you are and why you're messaging me and how you know me, because I'm a security professional, and if I just have people coming in trying to be my friends, I'm like, who are you? And I'm really particular about this. I'm not playing around. So I got these guys popping up and trying to be my friends. I'm like, I don't know you, man. Who are you? No. So if you actually send me a message introducing yourself, okay, then I'll deal with you. I know who you are.
Thank you, Theo. This is fantastic. This Conquerors Mentality conversation. Before I open up the phone lines, I want to speak to you for 10 more minutes, Theo. So, Theo, woman is very important in a man's life. We can't shy away from that. We're men. We are biologically incented to chase after women. Theo, can you just explain to brothers the negative effects of picking the wrong woman in your life? Some
Oh
brothers
my
may
God.
rush it.
Oh.
Some brothers may rush to get a wife or girlfriend. It falls through, doesn't work out with them. Waste all that money with her, waste all that time with her. Can you just emphasize with brothers, like, be patient, focus on yourselves, and don't just pick any woman that comes your way. Vet her very well. Make sure she's foreign, comes from a good family. Tell us, Phil, just tell us, make sure you mention how important it is to pick the right woman, brother.
It is absolutely important. And I'm serious, guys. Like Western women, when they see you making the right decisions and it's based upon your decision making process and something based inside of you, many Western women will go out there and destroy your ability to make proper decisions.
God damn.
And I had that happen to me, and it was highly destructive. And I remember how much I suffered over that, like for years, where I was second guessing myself. And it was really just this one woman who Teeman was basically jealous after I had benefited her. I had listened to her, given her energy, done all kind of stuff for her. And she decided to just destroy, where there was never any intention for me to destroy her at all. It was to protect, profess, love her. So I'm serious. The wrong woman it's worse than cancer. And I want to tell you guys, I'm a cancer survivor. I had cancer from 2010 to 2012. And I would gladly take cancer again over being with the wrong woman.
Jesus.
I'm serious. The wrong woman just utterly destructive to life. So, like, good, take my pancreas out. Go ahead. You know, prostate, good. You could have it. I don't care. Give me another tumor. I don't. But the wrong woman, no way. She's just horrible. But at least a decent woman, not the wrong one, but just a decent, is so much better than a wrong one. If you, I can see some people here saying, "What about the right one?" That's a unicorn. There's almost never the right woman. What it is really is a woman who does the least amount of damage to you. That's about the best you can hope for. Like, this woman only costs me this much, and she only gives me this amount of problems. That's good. And if you can handle that, great. But for the most part, there's no such thing as the ideal woman or the right one. Nah. It's for a lot of times what you guys need to do is stay by yourselves. Make sure that your money is right, your health is right, your education is right, and your skill set is right, and then reinforce it over years. Make sure that you're good at it, like a samurai. You know the process, you know the trade. You've got backups, and this is all back on you. And then, if you're with a woman, make sure you don't depend on her for anything except giving birth. That's the only thing that she can give you, giving birth. After that, you can put her on your platform, and she can work with you, but you own the process. If you're not owning the process, you're in trouble. She's going to come after you. She's going to mutate into something horrible, and then this woman you love is shooting crap at you that you never needed. You're like, what's wrong? And, again, better to have cancer. At least cancer is trying to kill you, and it's honest. A woman will just sit there and smile while she's trying to kill you. oh, honey, I haven't done anything. Wait a minute, my best friend just shagged you, and you didn't say anything. You were taking 50% of my assets. Right? At least cancer is like, yeah, I'm trying to kill you. So you know what to do. You can accept it. But with a woman, you're in love with her while she's trying to kill you too. So remember that, guys. Don't play around.
So, brother, great speech there, Theo. I want to obviously talk to you about trials and tribulations, because we all go through trials and tribulations. Whether it's dating the wrong woman, whether things don't work out with someone, whether you've been doing the wrong thing for multiple years and you finally wake up and be like, oh wow, I messed up there. How do I recover from that? Some people go through trials and tribulations but don't recover from it. And I think a big part of having a conqueror's mentality, particularly when you're gonna leave the West permanently and not come back here, things could be tough when you go abroad. Cultural differences, they may do things differently. So, brother, do you want to speak about your greatest trials and tribulations and how you mentally conquered that to grow as a person, grow as an individual, and become a strong man mentally, brother?
I had to accept failure, and I had to accept risk, but in particular failure, and understand that there would always be a certain level of failure, no matter how much I tried to avoid it. And if I wanted to be successful, success was built upon good decisions in the face of failure. So, when I really, because I'm thinking about America now, when I really started becoming successful, I decided I didn't care how many failures I had. I was only looking at the ultimate goal, the end result, the end number. That's all that mattered to me. And that's what I focused on. And even right now, I'm pretty much the same way. So you have to have a way to, I would say, like, it's kind of like fighting a war. I like Art of War. I studied that quite a lot. while you're at fighting a war, you need to be able to regenerate yourself and regenerate your forces and make sure you have a good logistics train. And if you have the logistics there to back you up, then you can fight a pretty big campaign, particularly if you can regenerate your forces. And that's what I always say that you're trying to do while you're going out there and conquering. For example, if I lose a project, I have the ability to go out there and get 2 of them, so I can regenerate them. If one of my computers breaks, I don't care. I can go out and get another one the next day. Right now, as I'm doing this, I've got 3 iPads sitting here. So these are all iPad Pros. If one of my iPad Pros goes down, I don't care. I've got 2 others. And I can just go to a Mac store and Apple store and go get another one tomorrow. If I'm having a cash flow issue, I don't care. I've got the cash reserves to keep on sustaining myself. That is the way you have to be thinking and say, I'm going to get this outcome. And even if I take a setback, I have the way to understand how much I've lost and regenerate it 2 or 3 times more within a short period of time and just keep on going. You're not going to stop my momentum. That's how you do real Conqueror. You have to be relentless. And a lot of times doing that means there's no woman around. I'm going to keep on going to this point, guys. There's no woman around because a woman cannot take that level of loss. Because with a woman, if you have 10 successes but 3 failures, she'll only focus on those 3. And you have to feel like 3 failures is a part of the success of those 10 successes. A woman would prefer you to have 2 successes and no failure than 10 successes and 3 failures. And I'm like, what's your problem? Because then you have a net of 7. I would rather have that net 7, because then I understand from those 3 losses how to minimize my next set of losses that I'm going to have, but also get maybe 15. Maybe I get 15 and 2 the next time. Women don't think that way. They don't operate that way. Not at all.
Yeah.
And you have got to have that mentality. So either if you have a woman around, you need to keep it quiet from her, or you need to show her the door and say, those are streets, go back to it. That's where I found you. That's where you go back to. And you just have to be like, I'm going to take these losses. I don't care. And keep on going. And just be relentless. And you'll make it. But you have to accept failure. You have to have the failure.
And I think you brought up a good point there as to how women can actually drag you down. Currently, so right now, I'm not seeing anyone, and I'm getting so much work done. I am so focused right now. I'm studying every day. I'm on my purpose. And I know if I had a girlfriend right now, I'd be going on dates with her probably 4 times a week. She'd be on my phone calling me, messaging me, and that's me wasting my time, And that's what I'm saying, brothers. Focus on your purpose first. Get what you need to do first. Study hard. Go ham at the one thing you're focusing on. Okay, complete that mission. Then you can start thinking about girls. Ain't that right, Theo? Because right now, Theo, I'm getting so much work done. I'm like flipping Batman in his prime right now, just being all these superheroes, bang, 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 getting the work done, studying every day, revising. Speak on that, Theo, man.
So as one person stated, I forgot who it was online, they say the real origin of the patriarchy isn't men's connections with each other. It's men withdrawing from women for an extended period of time and focusing on specializations. And then when they come back, if they have a network and specializations, they're almost invincible. And I totally agree with this concept. If you withdraw for a while, you focus on what needs to get done, you just get it done, you just work hard, you got the books open all the time, you got your computers open, you got your notepads open, you got a lot of pens because you're using ink all the time. You do that, you're going to make it. And it can't be, again, this is what I see a lot of time in our community. You got guys saying, do less, and what is the easiest way for me to achieve a goal? Nah, bruh, that's not the way you do it. You got to say, what is the most comprehensive way of achieving a goal such that I own the entire process? I own it. I understand it top to bottom, and I own the process. I can control it so that when I'm going to battle, when I'm going and trying to achieve goals, and I have the conqueror's mentality, if I have failure, I don't care. I own the process. I can expand and get those resources back in real quick so I can continue on with my goal and achieve my goal. You have got to have that kind of mentality.
Mm.
It would be like, let me give you an example. So when I was getting my M8, I was doing various projects. I got my M8 with cash. I did not have to use um, any of my savings or credit. A lot of people would just put 20% down, get the credit, and then do the minimal amount and have to pay a certain amount every month. That's not the way I did it. I had a comprehensive way of getting that additional $170,000 that I needed.
Damn.
Yeah. So I had extra projects. I had my labs open. I had extra trainings open. I made sure that I was able to deliver. And I was able to buy that car with cash. It was a one-time payment. Done. So you guys, that's the way you want to do it. You want to say, I want to achieve this goal. I'm going to, whatever process I have to expand it in order to get the additional cash flow, wait a little while, work it up, and then go get it. Women do not think this way. They will get in your way. They'll make things worse for you. And even if you're successful, the woman will then turn around and say, it was because of her that you're successful. Yep. I don't know how many times I've had this. It's because of her that you're successful, even though she has no idea what the process is or what you did in order to achieve that goal. And then she says she's entitled to half of it just because, or she's entitled to all of it because she was there and she sacrificed so much. Like, you don't know what happened. Get her off the streets, man.
You weren't with me shooting in the gym. You were not with me shooting in the gym, like what Drake said a couple of years ago. You weren't with me shooting in the gym, BITCH. So what do you mean you want half?
Yeah, you're not there. You don't know what it was like. Yeah, when the bench press collapsed and I thought I was gonna die, and all the weights came down. You weren't there. You weren't my spotter. No, man, I was the spotter. I had to figure that stuff out on my own, right? You're not the spotter. A lot of women, again, you guys got to own the entire process. That's why I push guys and I say, buy the book. Guys will say, for example, there are 3 books for this one topic. Which one should I buy? And I'm like, go find 2 more and buy 5 books.
Damn.
Do it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go ham. And they're like, what? That's what? How about just one? I said, no. How about you do all 5? Because then you know it. No, you are the subject matter expert. Nobody's going to play around with you. That's how you've got to be all the time. You cannot play around. And then, you'll get hired to get additional projects or get additional work because people respect you in the market for what you can do. Of course, the women won't, not the Western women. Patriarchy. I'm like, no, man, it's called jealousy. Jealousy that I put the time in while you were out there twerking doing Zipro. That's who you are.
Yep.
I know who you are. You're riding Chad and Tyrone. Okay, well, I got the money now. Go back to them. Yeah, that's fine. You guys are both losers.
Oh man, shout out to Mr. Jeremy Sears for the $20 super chat. I appreciate the support, Jeremy Sears. Again, I saw your super chat before the stream went live, so I appreciate you, Jeremy Sears. Brothers, please support this movement. Make sure you hit the super chats and the cash apps to support these powerful messages, man. You won't find it anywhere else, man. Okay, so please, brothers, support this channel, support the movement. Thank you very much. Shout out to Mr. Jedi Said for the $7 super chat. Thank you, Jedi. Appreciate you, bro, for the support. It means a lot to me. Thank you, bro. This is awesome, man. Theo, this has been a fantastic stream. Wow, incredible knowledge. So before I open up the phone lines, Theo, what is your direction and your key message for straight conservative black men? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
What's your message for them, Phil? Because that's what we are most. I'm hoping everyone on my channel is a straight conservative black man. You know,
double down,
so.
double down on who you are. Don't change. Celebrate who you are, and don't allow gynocentric thought to get involved. And identify where there is blue pill and gynocentric thought in your brain, and remove it. And I spent years doing this, going through step by step what was RP, what was masculine, what was gynocentric, and what was best for myself. And I, again, had to take piece by piece out of my brain. No, this is gynocentric. This is dangerous. This is gynocentric. Remove it. And you have got to do that and just be relentless about it. And be unapologetic. One of the things I like doing, especially like on Facebook, when I'm not in Facebook jail, I'm in there quite a lot. But when I'm not in there, I go to a forum and I'm like, I'm a heterosexual, happy, straight male, and I enjoy being a male, and I'm only a male. I'm a man. I get attacked for saying that. And, like, go say that. Like, go keep on saying that. Like, yeah, I'm a happy, straight, heterosexual man, and let's see what they do. And they're like, I don't care. Deal with it, and celebrate who you are, because nobody else is. Nobody else is going to do it, especially right now in the Western world. You guys go use your passports. So again, this is IP's channel. You use your passport. You go to another country. They're like, yeah, you're a man. Thank God. We cherish you. Without you, the society wouldn't be strong. Come and teach our guys how to be men. Yeah. That's what they're going to say to you. So should be no compromising. And I would tell you guys, globally speaking, women are checking for black men who are men, who really are men. So don't apologize for it at all. Get your dime piece, get your amazing woman, and then when you see the Western woman who is there with her cats, living underneath a bridge, trying to get government financing because nobody's there for her, say, hey, look, I don't care. I got myself a feminine woman. You don't even know what a woman is.
Oh man,
how's that working out for you now? Okay, see ya. I don't mind. And you just keep on doing that. No, I know this, guys. You got a lot of other guys in this community who are right there behind you. So don't give up on it at all. No mercy, no surrender. Keep on going. Have that conqueror mentality. Understand risk. Understand failure. But focus on the prize and what the end game is and what you really want to be at. Make sure you're in good positions so that you can win wars. You can conquer. You can achieve your goals while understanding that it's not going to be a piece of cake. And if you do this, you put the time in, you're going to be successful. You're going to look back and say, oh, $300,000, that was a bad year. And, I don't want that. I don't want that again. I want at least a minimum of $500,000 a year, not $300,000 a year. That was recession. That's what you want. Okay?
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Theo. Shout out to Mr. Conrad Grant the Great for the £1.66 cash app. Thank you, Conrad Grant. Hello, IP. Blessings and love. Good to have you back. Appreciate the kind words, Mr. Conrad Grant. Thank you, bro. And brothers, you can see the cash app is on my screen, so please definitely send some donations via the cash app. YouTube takes a cut of all super chats, 30%, which is quite a lot. So please, cash app, that'd be greatly appreciated. Shout out to Mr. Big Mac the Fisher. What's up, Big Mac? Big Mag, sorry, not Big Mac from McDonald's, for the £8.34 super chat. Keep working, brother. Thank you for the kind words, Big Mac. I'll never leave you brothers alone. The channel is here to stay. I'm here to stay. I'm gonna keep providing you brothers with more classics than Martin Scorsese movies. All right, so
more classics than Disney. Who right now, if they had Cinderella, they wouldn't know what a woman is.
Oh Lord!
And, other than Snow White, you'd have to worry about the dwarves. You're like, oh, who are these dwarves? What are they doing? I don't know. Is this appropriate for us to watch? You know, we'll keep the classics going, Disney. All right, we'll make sure it happens over here. All right, we know you're a little weird, but we'll keep it going over on the side.
It's a clown show up at the moment, and that's why while I'm in the West, I've completely detached myself. I don't watch TV. I don't really do a lot of Western things. Me, I'm just focused. I study a lot, and women are checking, man. Every time I'm studying on the train or bus, women are looking at me, thinking about who's this black man reading that big book on the train?
Mhm.
Who is he? Who is he? I pay them no mind, brothers. I can see I'm looking at the corner of my eye. I'm like, keep away from me, you evil woman. Okay. Then my dating apps, they're going off as well. A lot of women liking me on the dating apps. Hey IP, hey IP, you look nice there. I'm like, well, keep away from me, woman, man. I'm on my purpose. Okay. I'm on my goal to achieve
Mhm.
great things. I don't want you evil Western woman near me. Since you women don't even know what a woman is, and you men are simping out there, keep away from me. I'm on my lone wolf mentality, and I know that there's better things abroad. Ain't that right, Theo, man?
Yeah, there are better things abroad. There's better women. There's better opportunities. You got to get out there. You got to go see it. It's just fantastic. And when you actually go out there and you see what's there, you're going to wonder why you were ever in the West in the first place. Use the West for two purposes. First, education. Second, financial system. They're excellent for those two areas. Outside of that, family, women, no, man. No, you go abroad for that. It's like, again, if you have a choice between an American Ford or a German BMW, is it a question? I mean, which one are you going to go for? Right? I
Do you
mean,
know
come
what,
on.
Theo? You know what, Theo? I love how you said you use the West for education and wealth building. That's why I've been
Mhm.
telling brothers for a long time now. Brothers, you need to make sure that right there is working smart and not working hard. Okay,
Mhm.
working hard is um, you know, marrying a Western woman, raising your kids in the West and staying here for the rest of your life. That's working hard. But working smart is using the West to build your wealth and to get education, and then getting your foreign woman abroad and having kids with her abroad and raising them abroad. Okay, that's working smart. Okay, use the West for all its resources to make you a better man financially and educationally, if that's a word, like bigly, and then
Mhm.
go abroad and have a great life. That's what we're asking for, brothers. Very easy. Okay, that should be your purpose. Every day you wake up, study, 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 study,
Mhm.
and you will see change in your life. Use Western resources to your advantage, and you will see big changes in your life. Ain't that right,
Mhm.
Theo?
You'll see huge changes, and you just got to put the time in. So the West has a really good education system. The problem is that the West is also using that for indoctrination. So take the books, but don't take the indoctrination. So, I mean, I study all the time. I'm just constantly studying, trying to get smarter, better. Of course, I'm teaching, so I'm also studying in order to teach, but I'm studying for myself as well. The West has it. So even when I was in Japan for all those years, where was I getting my education from? The West, of course. The top IT was from the West. What I was doing was specializing not only in doing implementing IT in Japan, but also training people in Japan in how to use Western technologies. Um, so of course the training is top notch in the West, but you don't. When I was with a Japanese woman when I was in Japan, I wasn't with a Western woman. You think I was nuts? Yeah, I mean that's just the way it is. I see. I'm looking on there where they're talking about Thailand. Guys, even Thailand, go there and get the woman, but make sure you have access to Western training. So of course, again, there's some guys on there who are maybe what you're going to do is go to Thailand or go to Brazil, and you're going to take my course. Uh, this is great. So you're abroad, but you're taking the course, you're getting the education, then you're getting the certification, then you're going and getting a job, and you're working, and you're going to be having your living situation, your culture is going to be outside of the West because the family and the culture in the West is dying. So why would you want to integrate yourself with that? Go someplace where it's, the plant is living, where it's fertile, where you can actually plant your seed, where you can actually have a future. Go over there. And I think I was listening to Rollo Tomasi, I'm pretty sure it was Rollo, when he was talking about how, Western society, what is your main reason to live? And one of it is to propagate your seed, to have a legacy. And if you're talking about a culture that is post-marriage, then what is your reason to live? Because you're not going to have, a lot of men are not going to have the opportunity to create children, create families. And I was listening to that. I was like, yeah, why aren't you using your passport? Like immediately, just go abroad. Solves that. There's women there who are like, yeah, you want to make a kid with me? You want to get married? I'll just bend down. Go ahead, go for it. Like, I'm ready for it. You are Tyrone to her. So, guys, use that passport. Keep it going. Again, use the West for what it's there for, but relocate and use the outside of the West for that family and for making your life much better.
Yep. And don't give in to peer pressure, because I speak to a lot of brothers and they're telling me that dad and mom, family telling them, hey, why don't you have a girlfriend? Why are you not married yet to an American girl? What's so bad about American girl? Just get a girl and marry her, blah, blah, blah. Do not give in to peer pressure, okay? Don't do it, because you know how horrible Western women are, okay? So I know there is a lot of external forces telling you, hey, just get a girl from Mississippi or somewhere from, California, marry her, blah, blah, blah. But don't give in, okay? Stay on your
Well,
purpose. Get what
even
you can.
Manchester, you don't want a girl from Manchester either.
Oh, God,
I
no.
know your country. I would date someone from there. Like, can you imagine? So just get a bird from Manchester, and she'll treat you well,
Oh,
and
God.
everything will be good. And then you go on a few dates with her. Like, wait a minute, I'm being charged. What did I do? I didn't even do anything. Like, what are you saying against me? I haven't done anything. 18 years support. Why? You don't even know if it's mine or not. I didn't even touch you, right? Look, okay, you got it bad on your side as well. So, guys, follow what IP is saying. This is entirely correct. Okay,
Yep.
you guys go abroad. You got to look at us, what we're doing right now, and thank us, and recognize. And also, Tony Berry, same way, and say, look, these guys actually know. J Bones, he knows it. He goes abroad. He knows exactly what he's doing. Guys, listen to what we're saying. Go abroad. Okay, make sure you have the job. You'll never look back. Actually, when you're having like that bit of happiness, like in Return of the Jedi, when Luke looks back because he's defeated his father, Darth Vader, like
Yeah.
Palpatine is dead. That's how you're gonna look back at the West. You're like, oh, that was a horrible situation. Yeah, but I won. I've won it now. So, okay, jump. I'm gonna go find myself an Ewok and eat it. Okay.
Yeah. I don't even sleep with West women anymore, because if you get her pregnant, that's 18 years, brothers. Me, I don't deal with them in any shape or form. I told you, the only 4 words I say to Western women: good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That's it. There's no physical touching, nothing like that. You leave me alone, because I ain't getting trapped. If you get trapped, brothers, it's over for you, man. Keeping it real with you. So don't even sleep with them. Don't date them. Don't look at them. Your book is your wife now. Your big AWS book, your big whatever book you're reading, is your wife and your girlfriend. Marry her, fall in love with her, and make babies with her in the West, and then go abroad and get a real woman and make babies with her.
And their babies are gonna be cute. They're gonna be so cute. My goodness, they're gonna be so cute. And then people are looking at, oh, look here, you made that cute little baby. Oh, so great. Especially if it's Asian, like half Asian. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my God. People will be talking about it. Oh, you got that cute. And then you're your Asian wife's gonna be looking like, I got the black guy, yeah. I'm gonna make another one, yeah. Right?
Oh
It's
man.
that's the way it is, guys. It really is like that. Again, you're gonna be looking back and like, Keisha, who was that? What was that happening? What was that whole Keisha thing? How did that ever happen? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll never want to be with Keisha again. No.
So I'm gonna open up the phone lines, brothers, for you guys to call in to ask for your questions regarding this stream. And fantastic. So let me read a couple of super chats real quick. Shout out to Mr. Ryan Decipher. I love that surname, bro. Decipher. You know, thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Hopefully Ryan deciphers the Da Vinci Code. You know, I'm not sure if you read that book. Good book
Ryan
though.
Ryan is one of my best students.
Ah,
Yeah, so
wonderful.
he's gotten into the job. He's done very well. He's doing fantastic. So hats up to him. His life has definitely changed. I gotta go call him up. So what was he saying? He said just showing support. Shout out to Sensei, Theo Waf, Cloud Gang in the building. That's right.
Yes,
Just so
indeed.
you know, there's a lot of Cloud students in the chat right now.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Ryan Decipher, for a great work, brother. Wonderful. Shout out to Mrs. Gell. How you doing, Gell? Great woman there. Fantastic personality, fantastic soul. How you doing, Gell? Hope all is well with you, Gell. Nice to see you, Gell. Shout out to Mr. East Coast Kev for the $10 super chat. Totally agree. Take the money and run. How can you want to raise kids here? I don't even want to raise animals in Babylon. Yeah. I mean, if you want to raise a kid here in the West, good luck. Good luck. Because the kids
No,
nowadays are just nutters. I'll keep it at
I mean,
PG.
they can't even, like, the schools in America now can't even do math properly. I'm like, what's wrong? How can you not do math properly? Then they don't know what a man or a woman is. I mean, just that alone, I'm like, no, man, no, I can't deal with that. No, I don't. No,
Oh,
I I gotta take my kid out someplace else. Whereas if you're raising your kid in Brazil, your kid is a striker. He's gonna be playing football. You know, real football, not that American thing, but international, the what football, like
yeah.
the
Soccer.
yeah, that's not. Let's not say that. Ah, my
You play
ears.
soccer? You play soccer,
Ah,
Theo? Y'all play soccer?
no. So your kid is going to be the striker, or if your kid's going to be playing basketball or baseball, something like that, he's going to be great in athletics. The girls are going to like him. You're going to get a lot of attention, and then he's going to be bilingual. So the girls will be like, "Wow, that smart guy." They're going to respect that educated lame because that's what you're going to have. Because you know what? It's amazing when fathers are in the house, you get strong, educated, lame sons, and that's what you want. That's how the society gets stronger. So that's what that other society, Brazil, they'll be happy to have you around. Colombia, they'll be happy. Japan, they're gonna make sure you stay there. They don't want you leaving. No, man. I still got Japanese people calling out to me, Theo, come back. We have we have girls around here, 27 years old. They can't find a boyfriend. They'd love to be with you. Come back over. Really? 27? I don't know. But come back, Theo. I get this all the time. Um, and then you get, like, in the West. Not only I don't need no man, I don't know what a woman is. Like, really? Done.
Nonsense,
Passport.
man. I just
Passport.
laugh at my apartment. Just nonsense. Good luck to anyone who wants to live here for the rest of their lives. We're out. We're out. Thank you, Mr. East Coast Kev. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Levi Durancy for the 29 pound 20 pence cash app. Thank you, Levi. Appreciate the support. He says great show. Thank you, bro, for the kind words, Levi. And welcome to the channel, bro. I've not seen you before. Appreciate you, Levi. Thank you, bro. Let me see. Shout out to hold on, brothers.
With the
Okay.
Maverick.
Shout out to Mr. the Maverick Amorous. What's up, bro? The brother out there in South Africa. Thank you for the 35 ZAR South African currency. Japan and South Korea are calling my name. Respect to the legendary teacher Theo. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the brother Maverick Amaris. Of course, brother, you're going to be open with welcome arms in both countries. You know.
Yeah, and I'm going to be helping you to get that visa to Japan, and it's not going to be as hard as you think. And again, I had plenty of South African friends over there, and they don't. You speak in English, they'll take you even as an English teacher, and you can go from there. There's a lot of opportunity for you. There'll be a lot of babes out there going to want to date you, man. You're gonna get
Hot
mobbed,
babes.
dude. I could see him in the countryside. It would just be like they'd be like, "Oh, that South African accent. Oh, it's going no, oh no," and then suddenly I don't know what happened with her shirt. It just kind of flew off. I don't know how it happened. That's what's going to happen to you, man. So I want to help facilitate that as much as possible. You're going to be conquering something, that's for sure.
Damn. Hey, thanks for that, Maverick Emirates. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. John Thomas, my all-star mod, Hall of Fame mod. Appreciate you, bro, for the $2 super chat. IP, you think USA has a chance to upset England in the World Cup? Hell no. USA are absolute trash in soccer. So that's not happening, bro. I don't even think they qualified for the World Cup. Do you mean the Women's World Cup? The female World Cup? I don't watch that BS.
No. But you know, the English have this tendency to take victory from the jaws of success. Like they take it and say like we're gonna win, but we're just gonna lose anyway. And you're looking at the English like how are you lose? How did you just lose? Like you're supposed to win. You have all the great players, and they lose for some reason anyway. You're like, okay, but you got the talent on the English side. You guys can win. Yeah, like you're saying about America, we're trash. That's why if America wins any game in the World Cup at any stage, that means that country is humiliated. Just straight out. Like I'm just like, you lost against America, man. That's bad. But come on.
America is trash. And also, John Thomas, I don't think USA qualified for the World Cup in Qatar. That's how bad they are. America, even Canada qualified, I believe. If Canada qualified for the World Cup and USA didn't, USA must be absolutely trash at soccer. Soccer. Shout out. Go on, Thomas. Go on, Phil.
Well, remember the Americans can't tell what a woman is, so now they don't know what a pitch is. They don't know what a goal is. Is this a baseball or a soccer ball or a football, or maybe this is a basketball? We don't know how it's identifying today. The English are like, the English do their thing. I can't say on your channel right now. It's too accurate, so it would hurt so too many people's feelings. So the English is going to win, of course. But even the Mexicans going to come and blitz the Americans right now. I want the Cubans to come and blitz the Americans. They deserve it. I mean, come on, Cuba, go ahead and go do it. So Canada won. Good for the Canucks. I support that.
So I think they did qualify. I don't think they qualified for the 2018 World Cup, but they qualified for the 2022 World Cup. They're still trash, USA at soccer. So I look forward to England beating them 5-0 in the World Cup in November. Shout out to Mr. East Coast Kev for the $5 super chat. We brothers are the salt of the earth. Yes, indeed. We add flavor to everything. This planet belongs to us. Hold the line, gents. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Facts, bro. Facts. You agree with that, Theo?
Progress the line. Push it forward. Take more territory. Yeah, move forward. Yes.
Yeah. Let's control this world, hopefully one day. So I'm going to open up the phone lines, Theo. Give me a sec, bro. You get some water, Theo. How long more can you stay? How long more can you stay?
I could go pretty long tonight. I'm pretty good tonight. I only have my trainer tomorrow morning at like 10 a.m. and then I got to teach. What time tomorrow night? 7 o'clock my time.
Okay.
So it's not bad. And Sunday, that's a death day. Getting you guys to do ASGs. Like
again,
we don't want to do it. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure people don't drop out of the class because last time a lot of people dropped out when they got to the ASG, but once you do it and you get successful at it, you're like, oh, this is easy. It's like, yeah, it is. That's the most difficult part of the entire class is that the ASG.
And we're also doing that next week as well, the ASG. You said you want to do it 3 times in a row.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it 3 times in a row just to make sure people don't drop out and people are confident.
Okay.
So just remember, ASG is like mochi, and this is mochi.
Oishi.
Oishi.
Is that a rice ball?
Yeah, mochi is rice.
Okay, Japanese food, huh?
Yeah, so what they do is they cook the rice, and they put it into a bucket. This is the old way of doing it. And then they get this big hammer, and they just keep on hammering the rice, and it becomes mochi like this. And they put some sugar into it. This is a red bean paste that's inside of it, and it's really tasty. I've eaten this for years now, so
wonderful.
Mochi.
That's nice. Thanks, Theo. Thomas says women's football. No one watches that nonsense. Any man that watches women's football, I don't know what you're doing there, bro. You better use that time to study instead of watching women's football. I say that. It's nonsense.
I don't watch women's football either. And they're talking about equal pay and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't watch sports that much, but when I do watch, it's usually like the highlights of the men's sports, right? So I'm not watching the lower level, I'm watching the highlights and the best ones, right? So of course they're getting the money. So how can you talk about, not that many people are watching women's sports, so you don't get equal pay for equal work because your work doesn't bring in equal revenue.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
They're not mochi. And they're like Doritos or really bad chips. They've been chips that have been out for like 5 days.
Hey, I like Doritos. I like the cool flavor. Come on, Theo. I like Doritos. What's wrong with Doritos?
How about 5-day stale Doritos that have been out in the air for a long time? Nah. Or chips that have vinegar on them for 5 days and they haven't dissipated. They haven't like decomposed yet. Yeah, that's what they're like. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, bro. Classic stream.
Mochi.
I could tell Theo's enjoying his mochi. Shout out to Mr. Yamba. Similar to the name in Denver Bar, a footballer. You remember Denver Bar, Thomas, the footballer that used to play back in the day in the Premier League? Thanks for the $10 super chat, bro. At the end of the day, it's about family. Yes, indeed. Motivating stream. Stay motivated, people. Work on your dreams. It'll only happen if you work on it. Yes, indeed, man. You got to work on it, brothers. You know, it's not going to appear out of thin air, and you're suddenly an engineer in AWS. You need to work at it, read the book, apply your knowledge, and work hard, man. You know, consistency and execution. Okay. Thanks for that, Mr. Yambaba. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. John Gibson, another student in the AWS class. The legend, Mr. John Gibson. We appreciate you, brother, for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Theo and IP, for assisting me realize my dream. I have to drop now to dive into my AWS studies. Oh my goodness, fantastic. To facilitate my exodus out the matrix. Bye, Keisha. Hello, Brazil. Oh, wonderful.
Yep.
Got a clap for that, Theo, man.
You're going to like Brazil, man. It's going to be so good. Like, when your Brazilian woman makes you breakfast in the... Oh, Japanese... Oh, let's take... I'm going to say the fifth on that one right now. Let's say when your Brazilian woman makes you breakfast in the morning, you're going to be wondering how you ever past the age of 18 lived in America. Like what was going on? When Japanese Brazilian woman, when she makes you breakfast, man, oh, I don't want to think about it. I'll start crying. I don't want to think. Oh, it was good. It was good.
Japanese Brazilian. That's a dream right there, bro. You know, the cute Japanese face, the Brazilian body, the Brazilian samba moves, the Brazilian culture mixed with Japanese food. That's heaven right there to me. That's literally heaven on earth to me. Is that what's waiting for brothers who get their passport and travel there to Brazil and Sao Paulo to meet a Japanese woman? What the hell am I doing here in the UK, bro? What am I doing here, man? Oh,
You'll recognize your system is just there to enslave you for labor. So when you get a Japanese Brazilian woman, then life is good. I'm talking. Oh, I remember that.
shout out to Mr. Shane Brown for the $20 super chat question. I'm also planning on leaving the West in a few years. But what do you gentlemen imagine the Black family will become in the long term? In the West, it's going to be a lot more worse than it is Shane Brown. There's no saving the Black community. That's why we have
No,
SYSBM.
no.
Keishas will be hating Black men. Um, Black children will be disrespecting Black men. We had a stream a couple months ago where the brother got fed up and he's moving to Africa because his wife turned his children against him. He can't take it anymore. He's having a great time in Africa right now. The Black family in the West will become obsolete, but the Black family abroad will thrive. You know, so when you go to
Yeah.
Japan and you find your Black Brazilian wife and make a Black family with her, you're going to be good. Go on, Theo.
A happy, prosperous, erotic Black family with her. That's what you're going to have with her. Yeah. I'm serious. The Black Brazilian women were some of the most beautiful Black women I've seen, or just straight up women I've seen in my entire life. They were hot. They were great. Feminine to the bone. Yeah, you cannot go wrong. I would say, without a doubt, the future of the Black family is gone in the West right now. Your only real option is SYSBM. So go out there, make the family, be stable, make sure that you're in control and you're prosperous, and network with other like-minded people, and hopefully, 50 or 60 years, the Black family will come back. But for now, it's not going to be possible. Not with welfare states. It's not going to happen.
Thanks, Theo. So I'm going to open up the phone lines now, brothers. Please be respectful to our guest, Theo, or it will result in a ban. So let's not be naughty here. We're all adults here. Trolls, you will be banned on sites, so don't try and troll. So, brothers, make sure you join the Patreon Diamond tier to get the best benefits, one-to-one IT consultation, explicit intel on foreign women, how to get down in the bedroom. We have over 20 countries on the Patreon and a lot more benefits. So join the Diamond tier, brothers. Make sure you hit the Cash App. Usually takes a 30% cut of all super chats. Cash Apps doesn't. So please support me directly via the Cash App. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. I'm also on Twitter as well. So if you want to reach out to me and if you want to know updates of the channel and about my life, follow me on Twitter and send me a DM. That'd be greatly appreciated, brothers. I'm also on Instagram as well. Okay. So if you've been to a country and you want to talk about it on my channel or get in touch with me directly, reach out to me on Instagram and follow me on Instagram. Send me a DM. I will get back to you. And last but not least, here's a link to the Facebook group. I will say the Facebook group is locked down. And if you want to get in the Facebook group, you must be a part of the Patreon, okay? So to join the Facebook group and our exclusive Discord server, okay, the Discord server is absolutely great. Thomas is on there, John is on there, and a lot more other brothers. It's incredible, the Discord server. You can only get in by the Patreon and the Facebook group as well. So join the Patreon to get in the Facebook group and Discord server. So let me open up the phone lines and let's have a smashing evening. Okay? Fantastic, brothers. So call in, brothers, and ask Theo questions regarding this live stream and maybe Japan. Because I know it does tie to the stream, but let's keep on topic here. Okay, brothers. So replace pin message. And there you go. Fantastic. Great live stream so far. Let me get some water, brothers. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh,
yeah, I've got a cough going on here for some reason. I've had it for a few days, so that's why I went out. Guys, I'm going to tell you, this is one of the best time to be a Black man. So, the big one that you guys have to understand is that Japan is now open. and you guys should try to go to Japan as fast as you can. So any of you guys who are considering it, any way that you can, do Japan and get in. Again, one guy was talking to me about it, how he got Japan. He got an English teaching job. Guys, go right ahead and do it. You'll be just fine.
Yeah. That's some good water right there, man. Yeah.
So, trying to think of other things to say to you. This is going to be one of the best growth opportunities, and there's going to be quite a lot of, what can I say? There's going to be quite a lot of IT jobs, particularly the next year in Japan. So, guys, go for it.
Okay, I'm back now. So, brothers, if you have any questions and you can't call in, please cash up and super chat your questions. Okay. So, shout out to Mr. East Coast Kev for the $5 super chat. Question for brother Theo: can you find quality women in Tokyo, or do you have to branch out away from the city?
So, what I always say is, you're not going to date what's called an Eidoko. You're not going to date a girl who was born in Tokyo, but you're going to date country girls who live in Tokyo. But you can then go to the south of Tokyo, where you go to Yokohama, Kanagawa, and that's the ideal place for a brother to date in Tokyo area. That is just so easy. You've got Japanese Brazilians and you've got Japanese country girls together. And also you have Chinese there as well. So it's target rich. I would definitely go there. Go enjoy it. I have wonderful memories of the area.
Wonderful. I think Japan should open, I'm hoping, by October, November. I've heard that Halloween in Japan is crazy. Is that right, Theo? Halloween, have you experienced that before in Japan, Halloween?
Obon is crazy. Halloween as a foreigner is crazy. Yeah, the foreigners do crazy stuff there for Halloween. Yeah, it's some crazy stuff. So we try to take control of at least one train on the tube, and go. Like, all of us are in costumes and partying and drunk inside this train. So the Japanese look at us like, "What the hell are you guys doing? Like, why are you doing this?" So it's just fun. I guess the English in particular are really good with this. That's number two of the Aussies. The Americans are usually like, "Oh, we don't want to get arrested." The English are like, "Arrest us, go ahead, go for it." So yeah, that's just a great experience. So okay, there's a lot of great times there in Japan. You're gonna love it. I highly recommend you guys go. They just don't have enough foreigners right now. Get the job offer as fast as you can, and then branch yourself once you get there.
Fantastic. Thank you, Theo. Thanks, shout out to Jedi Seed. Thank you, bro, for the $7 super chat. Japan it is. I have my passport. Salutes. Fantastic, bro. Hope you have a great time in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. If you've been to Japan in the live stream chat, please press a 1. Just want to see who's been there or lived there. That'd be great. Fantastic. So, brothers, call in. The link is pinned. Theo has taken his time out of his busy schedule to do this stream with me, to provide you brothers with hardcore Kremlin, CIA, Mossad intel. Okay, so please do so, brothers. Okay, please do so. Support this movement. Okay, awesome. So this has been a fantastic stream so far, brother. So where would you say, Theo, right? So to tell me what black men should be doing, okay, to get that passport quickly. I mean, I don't know how America works in terms of passport renewals or making sure your passport works abroad properly. What in your opinion has been the biggest downfall in brothers not having the correct visa or passport, and how what's the correct process to make sure there's no problems abroad with their passport?
Okay, so I'll talk to you about the U.S. system, because when I went to Kiev last year, I couldn't find my passport, so I had to get a new one, and I went through the entire process again of getting my fourth passport, and I went through the entire process, and that was not fun. So this is what's going on, guys. Now this is for the U.S., for the Americans. So the passport processing facilities, the buildings, have a different process now due to due to COVID-19. So they're trying to separate the workers and keep distance. And then a certain amount of workers weren't able to do their jobs properly, so they had to stay at home because they had COVID-19. So because of this, we now have a longer processing time in order to get a passport. So what I would say, guys, is whatever you have to do, whatever it states to get the passport, bring all those documentation, not to a passport like preparer. Go to the post office, because the post office is equipped to actually approve the submission of passport materials. They have professionals there who are trained. They're working at the passport in the post office. That's where you go to submit it. Go there. I would say do it as fast as you possibly can. And then it should take between 4 and 6 months for you to get your passport. During that time, again, I've been talking to a lot of you guys for over the last year, and you get guys saying, I want like this language, I want to go here, there. Choose one country and choose one language to make sure you're good at it. And once, like if it's Japan, if it's Thailand, if it's Brazil, just do one. Make sure you can go there for a long period of time, and then start your life over again over there. You don't want to just go there for a month. You think that's long? No, man. You want to be thinking at least 1 year, with the option of doing multi-year. That's the best way of doing it.
Fantastic, Theo. Let me ask this as well. Is it a possibility for Black men to build mini communities abroad, particularly in Japan, where it's just like a community of Black men with their Japanese wives living in harmony? Is that a possibility, brother? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I knew about that. Particularly former military guys do that. So they stake around in certain areas, and it's just them and their Japanese wives. Not unusual for that. So you could, if you get married, you could do that if you want to. I really don't care, because if you are in Japan and you're married to a Japanese woman, you're like Tyrone. So you don't have to worry about her cheating or doing something like that against you. She's going to stay with you. So as long as the things are cool, she's going to stay with you. So live where you want to live. Enjoy yourself. Just don't live where there's too much temptation. But there's girls are gonna be eyeing you everywhere. I couldn't believe, like, when I got married and I had the ring on my finger, I couldn't believe how much the Japanese girls eyed me. And I was like, really? Now that I'm married, you're giving me the look? Really? But a lot of the Japanese girls like a Black man who's married. So I would definitely say it's true.
Damn, incredible. Yeah. And you recommend for brothers to, and brothers, call in, don't be shy. We don't bite. We're not Dracula or vampires. You recommend for brothers to make sure that they get a very good high-paying job where the wife or girlfriend doesn't need to work. Okay, is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. You do not want her to have to work at all. You want to be paying all the bills, and I'm gonna show how it really works. So let's look at the UK first. if you're considering returning back to the UK, I don't know why you would, but if you're going to go back to UK and bring your Japanese or your foreign wife back there, she has to work. There's no choice. You're not going to get out of that. Because your system, you can't beat your system there. No, you can conquer some things, but your system is horrible. I mean, you can't conquer that. So, like, you need to be in another country, conquering there, having your system there, your financial system there, and she just making it so she doesn't have to work. If you are if you're in the United States, you're thinking about bringing your wife back to the United States, make sure that she doesn't have to work. What I always say is, if she has to work and like say that she's making $60,000 a year, you're in trouble because she's going to do hypergamy on you. But if she doesn't have to work and you're at least $150,000 a year, and you're basically in the countryside, not in the major city, but in the countryside, you should be on the verge of being okay, and things should work pretty good for you. So make your kids.
Okay, I'm worried about, okay, so you're earning $120,000 a year in Japan, right? She's at home, you're working. I'm worried about her cheating. She's at home
in Japan.
Yeah.
No, she ain't gonna cheat on you. Not 120. No way. No. Like, you are earning significantly more than Japanese men are, and she's got a black man in her house. She ain't gonna cheat on you. Nah, man. If anything, she should worry about you cheating on her. Now that's more realistic. Yeah, because you got 18-year-olds eyeing you, so you'd be like I'm 49 years old. I got an 18-year-old saying, you look like Jay-Z and Obama. Like, do you know the difference? No, I don't know the difference between the two. They're the same. Like, all right. You look like Seal also. What? Seal? Do you know who Seal is? So
good singer though. Good singer.
Good singer. Yeah. You're gonna get these women who are constantly talking to you, and the more realistic is that you're gonna be the one to cheat. So don't worry about her cheating. That could happen. You'll be happy. Yeah. If you guys are worried about dating a feminist in Japan, again, just don't date girls who are born in Tokyo. Problem solved.
Interesting. So what about Osaka and, let's say, Kyoto? Same as Tokyo girls, or they're okay today?
No. Osaka women are like dreams.
Okay.
They're so wonderful. Like again, if I went back, I would definitely consider marrying someone from Osaka. And they're fun. Oh my goodness. It's a really good area. I always say Yokohama. I have a good friend who's married to a girl from Yokohama. They got 4 kids together. She's one of the most devoted wives I know on the planet. He doesn't have to worry about anything. She's 100% behind him. So, like, that's just not a divorce that's going to be possible. You're not going to have to worry about it, guys. There are some feminists. Kyoto, I always thought they were a little boring.
Okay.
That's my personal feeling. Kobe, good kissers. That's what I thought. But I liked Osaka a lot more. I married someone from the north of Japan.
But there are some feminists that you said in Osaka.
Not really. No. They know better. I was just talking to one of my good friends. He's actually living in Osaka right now, and he says Japanese women's view is, get the foreign guy, even if he's making only $70,000 a year. She doesn't have to work, and they make a kid, and she's a part of the system. She gets higher social status, and there's a lot of women looking for that kind of situation.
Fantastic, Theo. So your your wife, she was from Niigata?
No, that's Tony Berry. My wife was from Aomori.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a very top. Not Hokkaido, but the right before Hokkaido. That's like the very top of Honshu. So they have very good fish there. So does Hokkaido. I actually know
Okay.
what like some of the best sushi is in Tokyo. It's actually from the north. So it's when I got back to America, I was like, "What is this stuff? You got cardboard here? I mean, come on, please." They got no good sushi in America. They got because some places they got good sushi in London because they got the Japanese there. They know what they're doing. Um, but yeah, I definitely been up there. Again, that's what Thomas would say. A lot of the Blasians are up in the north of Japan. You can definitely date them. Now, guys, when it comes to while we're waiting for someone to get up there, um, when it comes to being successful in Japan, what you're going to want to do is definitely speak in Japanese, but be valuable. Make sure you know cloud and cloud security really well, and that you can communicate how to do cloud architecture and solutions to the Japanese. And if they see that you are able to work with them and add value to them, they're going to love you.
Ah,
And that's what you're going to want to do. So,
okay.
guys, do that.
And so Aomori has good wives there, good girlfriends, yeah? So you recommend that for you, Aomori?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Anywhere the north of Tokyo, it gets better and better. The women are good. Yeah,
Fantastic.
they're they're
Fantastic.
they're crazy, but in a good way. I like it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
What do you mean crazy in a good way? Is that, very like into you? Like basically you're sleeping, right? And then you wake up one day and she's literally staring at you while you sleep. What the hell are you doing there, baby girl? Is that
yeah. But
what you mean, bro?
she's looking at you, but she's in her own world, and so she's kind of thinking about how you interact into her own world. So it's kind of like she has her own anime going on, and that she recognizes that you're a character in her own anime production. So uh, she just kind of like, wow, I've got another character. Woo! That's it. I mean, those women are nuts. I'm just straight out telling you. So it's good. I liked it. I miss it a lot. I miss them.
Okay, thank you, Theo. Let me bring in the one and only, the 007, the man who I see as being one of the next Theos in this space. You all know him as Thomas, but I know him as um, a legend, a very smart brother, a driven brother. So let me bring in 007, the Black 007, James Bond, Thomas James Bond Demihin. Hello, Thomas. How you doing, bro?
What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing, big bro IP? How you doing, big bro Theo?
I'm doing well. Yeah, you're doing well in the class. Good
Oh,
for
thanks, bro.
you. Yeah, you definitely know what you're doing.
Yeah,
They need you. They need you in Japan, man. I'm serious. They need you over there.
yeah. I'm kind of let's say I'm growing a bit of gray hair, Theo, because of the task that you
Damn,
gave me with with Lambda and Docker. I'm like, oh my gosh.
you can do it, bro.
You can do it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why, forgive me, Theo, that I'm trying. I may not be in the class tomorrow, but I'm definitely doing the work. I may come to the other class just to ask some tips.
Go. Just make sure, even if you just have to listen in, make sure you go to the class.
Yep.
And you definitely have the skill set. Um, they need people like you over there, and so you definitely have the skills for it. You could be making a lot of money over there right now, like
Mm,
easy. Um, so I mean, what I would do if I were you is I would get a job at Nova, and Nova is an English teaching school. So they have offices in London. You can go interview with them there, get the job, get the visa, go to Tokyo, and then after 6 months of of working there, you can easily transfer into an IT job. And that's it. You're done.
Oh, thanks, bro. Thanks. Yeah. As we're talking right now, I'm also studying. I should be sleeping IP, but I'm doing the SAA course, AWS SAA course on Udemy.
Nice.
So I'm just currently writing notes.
You should be able to pass You should be able to pass SAA in your sleep. I'm serious. So like, you're kind of tired right now. You should be taking the test. You could probably pass it.
Really?
Yeah, you're good, Thomas. Like there's no bad points in you. You can definitely pass the test.
Wait, what question I have, bro, is that I've seen brothers, yeah, who have no experience in IT or cloud, and I see them take the SAA first. They have no experience, and so I'm like, what's stopping? There's nothing should be stopping me, because if beginners are passing SAA, there's nothing should be stopping brothers.
Right. Yeah, that's my big point. But what I do, as you see in my class, is I make you actually do it, and then I make you suffer. So I make you do certain labs that are purposely difficult, and it's to reinforce the process in your head, and it's also to replicate what's really going on inside the offices where I've encountered people. So that is to help you out, and there's a lot that you can do. So to continue going on with the class. Now, just so you know, I know plenty of people who didn't have any experience, and they took SAA, and then they went from that to $120,000 a year. But those people are sick and tired of being poor, and they had a lot of incentive. So what I would say is go for it. I know guys who don't have college degrees who did that. Go for it.
Hold on, Thomas. Shout out to Mr. RP's Life for the $999 super chat. Thank you, bro. And great username as well. Many AWS jobs I see require 3 years of experience, and since Theo's class is no longer open for enrollment, what should brothers do? What should brothers do in order to prepare for his class next year, or should we begin solo?
Okay,
bro,
so
can I answer that as well?
Go ahead.
You
want to go first? You go first.
Yeah, I think go solo. That's what I did first. I put my head down, went solo, and just continued doing individual projects.
Definitely do that. I'll say this to you, RP Life. Right now, what they want, not 3 years of experience, they want you to have a pulse. So they might hire you if you are like dead and all you got a corpse. Like some companies are into necrophilia right now, so they'll go ahead and hire you because they can't get anybody else.
Oh God!
No, I mean because there's another universe. So that people are like AWS engineers from another multiverse are doing sleepwalking into corpses, and they're doing the work here as well. If they want double payment in one universe and another, that's how that's working. So obviously, you guys, not many people saw Doctor Strange. Anyway, look, it's not 3 years of experience. You could just go straight into it. There's just so many companies that need it right now. Just pass the test, but make sure you do the labs. So go into Udemy, pass everything there that you possibly can. Get the books, study the books. Let me show you some books here that are useful. Hold on, we get this here. Here you go. They're on my shelf here. So, serverless architectures on AWS. Great book. Study it. Read it. Go it. And then AWS Lambda in action, right? Another great book you guys should just study. Now, for Thomas, because he's a little bit smarter, and I think he can do it. Here, this is something that he can do.
In
Oh my
Japanese.
gosh.
God
There
damn.
you go. That's right.
Brother, you don't know how many times I've seen that K word, man. Kubernetes.
Kubernetes. Kubernetes is the way. This is this amazing stuff. Look, you guys can do this stuff. It's not as hard as you think it is. So push it. And I'm talking, Thomas, you could do this in Japanese. When I started, I had to do Microsoft in Japanese. I didn't care because I wanted to do Junko anywhere possible. So I was willing to learn it in Japanese. I'll go right for it. If you had, the problem is that you guys don't have the incentive. So you guys are sitting here in the West. You're in this bubble. You see a lot of black men failing. You don't see black women being successful. You got Keisha, you got feminism, you got gynocentric thought. It's all this crap. If you were on an airplane and you landed in Tokyo and you have your visa and you wake up the next morning and you meet Japanese women who think you're a god and they think you're smart and they think you're amazing and intelligent and they think you're handsome and they're waiting for you to ask them out. If you have that situation, you'd be like, oh, this book in Japanese? How soon can I read it? Yeah, I'm going to go do it. There's no gynocentric thought here, and like all these women want to date me. Oh, okay, yeah, I understand these points really well. Yeah, I understand now. Thank you very much, and I'm going to make some more money now. That's how you be doing that. All right? Don't give up, guys. Keep it going.
Thank you, Theo. Hold on, Thomas. Hold that thought. Thank you, RP's Life. Let me bring in Blacktober. Blacktober, can you hear me, bro? Give me a thumbs up, brother. Blacktober.
Theo, you're making me hungry, man. Just stop eating that.
I like mochi.
Blacktober.
Mochi.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yep.
Give me a thumbs up, brother.
Imagine a Japanese girl in yutaka with her hair done correctly.
Can you brothers hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. What's up with this guy then? Blacktober.
And then she brings you a mochi.
All right.
And she's like,
let me bring
Thomas.
in Blacktober. Do you want to turn your camera off or do you want to leave it on, bro? Give me a thumbs up if you want to leave it on. Okay, let me bring in Blacktober. What's going on, Blacktober? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. Thanks for calling in, brother. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in America. Where you at, bro, in America, bro?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Tulsa. Okay.
No, OKC.
Okay, city. Okay, awesome, bro. So do you have any questions regarding this topic for Theo, brother?
I wrote down some points. Yep.
Okay.
Let me see. So let me give you a little bit of background. I'm 20. I want to move out the country, hopefully maybe 30. I'm not sure about a timeline.
Get out earlier, bro.
No. Why would you wait that long?
Because like you said, it's a great way to make money here. The US dollar is
No. I didn't say it was a great way to make money there. Hold on. That's the part of the financial system. When you're talking about a beginning job is much better in Japan.
Okay.
Because they understand that you don't know anything. So they'll take you from not knowing anything. So you can be certified there and you can actually get a job there. Are you in university right now?
No. It's too expensive. Okay. Yeah, I dropped out now.
Okay, so so Japan's out for that one because you can't get a visa without a 4-year degree. So there are other countries though, Brazil, Colombia. There's other options that you have. So let's think. Okay, so you have this plan. Let's think about it. You want to leave when you're 30. Let's try to think about 25. Do you want to do IT?
I could. I just want to get out of here as soon as possible. Honestly, I don't like it here.
So what you could do is go into IT, like enroll in my course next year. Of course, my course is free. Enroll in there, study for a year, 2 years, get your certifications,
Okay.
By the time you're 24, you have completed 2 years of working in America as a remote worker doing IT cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Then once you're a little stable and you understand the system that I have for doing this, then you can decide what country you want to go to. And by 25, you'll be over there. I don't even know how you would do your late 20s in America. I did not do that here. I was out.
It's a struggle already.
I was out when I was 24. I was gone. So
Man.
I basically all of 20 to about 22 and a half, I was in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I was in America 2 years. I went crazy. It was horrible. And then 24 and a half, I was out of the country.
Okay.
So what country would you like to go to?
I love Japanese culture, so I was thinking Japan. But South America, a lot of South America and Central America looks pretty cool. The prices there too. You know, the conversion rate is really good with the US dollar being very strong down there. Especially like I watch videos, some of IP's videos on places like maybe Peru, Ecuador, like lesser known places down there.
Okay, so if you're doing IT cloud,
Mhm.
let's say for 2 years in America, it's very possible you're making 120, 150, maybe $200,000 a year. It really depends on how you're doing this. Again, in my class, I'll give you the pointers about how to do this. So even with $100,000, if you're in Peru, Colombia, Brazil, you're set.
Okay.
It's not just that it goes a long way there, it goes much further.
Yeah.
And you'll never have to think about money again while you're in that country. The only thing that you need money for is if you return to America. That's why you have to have a certain amount of money in your bank account. So for example, let's say that you are 28 years old and your girlfriend is 21. You've been with her 2 years and she's pregnant. And you're thinking, okay, you don't want the child born in Brazil, you want the child born in Oklahoma. Well, then you need a certain amount of money so that you can actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you need to have a war chest. But if you're going to stay there in Brazil with her, you could just stay there. I mean, it's childbirth. Childbirth is actually very affordable and effective in Brazil.
Yeah. Well, one more thing.
Sure.
Until I can leave, I've been since high school, I've been trying to learn about ways to make passive income. You know,
Mhm.
real estate, index funds through a brokerage account, or even real estate both here in America and maybe I've heard about real estate in China. I've heard about real estate in Brazil, other
Mhm.
countries. What would you say, even in real estate, because we don't really have much information on it, on doing it here versus overseas? What would you think?
My recommendation to you is don't think about passive income until your salary is very high.
For the capital, right?
So the best area that you can do your investment in right now is one place, you. So you put the money into your own training, into your own education, will do multiples of your current salary.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you want to do. Then you get to about $250,000 a year. Then you can start thinking about putting a certain amount of that into stock or into real estate, but you have a long-term plan, 5 or 6 year long-term plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start getting reoccurring income from there. So it's not something you're going to do from the beginning. You want to get a super high salary first. So maybe you're in what city do you like in Brazil, or what city would you like to go to?
I don't really like touristy areas. I haven't been out the country, of course. But...
Okay, so let's put you in Sao Paulo.
Okay.
Because that's definitely not touristy. So you're in Sao Paulo. Yeah, say you're 32 years old, and you're at $300,000 a year easy, working remote. Well, then you can put some investments in Sao Paulo, and you can start doing investments in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that time, you also have some stock, let's say in Apple or Adobe or Boeing or something like that. So you have a diversified portfolio. And then maybe you're putting a little bit of money every month into crypto, like maybe $500 a month. So small moves, but the real move that's going on is that you've got this amazing woman with you and you're actually working on making a family with her. That's going to be the real power move that you're going to have. Make sure you keep on taking the RP. Do not skip out on that.
That won't stop.
And
that won't.
Yeah, good. And hey, welcome to the club. Because I'll have a condo in Sao Paulo, so you can come over sometime. You know, I'll get some wine. We'll have a good time together.
All right, sure. But I think that's all. Yeah, that's all I had written down.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks for that, Blacktober. Welcome, brother. Right. I'm gonna put you on mute, bro. No problem, bro. Stay there. Stay in the background, bro. All right. So, brothers, call in. Of course, there's more space in the panel. Don't be shy. We're not bakemonos. We're not monsters in Japanese. Okay, we're good people. So Thomas Demihin, are you still there, bro?
Yep, I'm here.
Do you have any questions regarding the live stream topic? You know, changing the narrative and having a conqueror's mentality. Whether you want to speak on your personal life, Thomas, or have any questions for Theo, break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, in terms of like conquering Theo, do you think black men need to stop having a battle royale mentality amongst each other? Because I've seen that a lot, especially in the workplace. Because Theo, I didn't tell you this. I told IP this. IP, remember the time I had that interview last? Yeah. Theo. So what happened to me was, I had the week before. Yeah, I had an interview with Capgemini, and it was with three DevOps engineers, senior DevOps engineers, bro. And one of them was a black man, and he was Nigerian. How do I know this? How do I know this? Based on his surname. So when he looked at me, I said, "Oh," he said my Nigerian name. I was like, "Oh, F." So he started to grill me. When I mean grill, bruv, man, he put me on the frying pan with oil. And I'm like, why? And when I was answering the questions, yeah, he stopped me midway, like stop, like constantly. Whereas and his colleagues, yeah, let me give you some context, bro. So he was the most senior out of the three interviewers. He's been with Capgemini for 5 years, yeah. Whereas his white colleague, he just recently passed his 6-month probation, so those two were asking me technical questions, yeah. When I was giving my honest answers, yeah, that the black man always interrupted me, yeah. He's saying that he always said, that answer's not good enough. Not good enough. And I don't know what he was trying to do, because but his white colleague, they're working on the same project, but his white colleague was kind of like kissing his backside, all because he has more experience than him in Capgemini. So I was like, but the only colleague who gave me actual respect and praised me for my answers was his Indian colleague when it came to the mix of some of the technical and competency-based questions. So after I had that interview, I spoke with IP, and we were just speaking for hours upon hours. And I realized, like, this black guy, he saw me as a competitor, which is kind of backwards. Like, I'm not gonna lie for you, like, some of these black guys, yeah, when they enter some companies, yeah, they want to be the only black guy, so they'll kind of be tokenized. Am I wrong for thinking like that, bro?
I always think these kind of guys, I always wonder whether or not a tick or a flea has crawled up their backside and is biting them in there.
I know,
Right?
bro.
And I'm like, what's your problem, dude? I mean, really? So, like, if an Indian is helping you out, that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Like, that's
Ugh.
a bad situation. And that's what I call an E2. Like, that's a company that kind of resembles Keisha. It's dysfunctional. So you got to have to say, like, oh, this may work, this may not work, kind of take it the way it is. And if they act this way, which I've had this happen before as well, you just got to take the loss and move on. It's like, use it as a training ground and be ready for the next one. But just understand, it's like Keisha. It's very much, no matter how good you are or no matter what your intentions, Keisha's out to destroy you, and so is that guy. So you just have to, like, again, like this, turn your back around and move out.
Bro, I was using the STAR technique: situation, task, action, result. This is a methodology that you use for interviews. Yeah, this guy, when I was talking about, like, for example, Terraform, yeah, how it's used, how it's used, how it has a declarative and imperative, yeah. He was nodding his head, yeah. But when I was talking about, like, the certain commands, he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Bro, I'm answering." Like, he was like, "Stop right there, stop right there. Just give me the commands." So when I talk about Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform change, he's like, I don't like that answer. And I'm like, what are you talking? Like, his white mate, yeah, looked at him in a certain way, but he's giving you the correct answer. Like, what's your deal? He didn't actually say it, but he just gave him a strange look. Like, this, like, you're not giving this guy a chance.
You have to understand that you are overqualified compared to your interviewer. You're not going to get the job because of that. You have to take the loss. This is,
bro,
this
like,
is what,
he's a senior compared to me.
No. Let that drop. Again, this is like a girl in the club. You know you're qualified to date her. She treats you like crap, and she's out with Tyrone. And you're like, "What's the attitude? I'm the guy that you're supposed to be with." No, you're in the wrong place. Let her have her fate. You go for the Japanese girl. That's the way you have to think about it. So what your problem is that you didn't interview at 3 companies that day, and 2 of them thought that you were awesome and offered you a job, and that other one was there stinking up the room. Because if you got 2 job offers, you got that stink, you wouldn't even care about the stink. You'd only be thinking about those 2 job offers, right?
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Right. So that's your issue. So what you're doing right now is you're talking like a girl. Sorry. I'll give you an example. You know how there's girls online who sit there and talk about how the guy rejected her?
Yeah.
And she's going through all these different points about this situation. But I'm looking at it like, that guy was going to ghost you anyway. There was nothing that you could do. That's how you're talking right now.
Yeah.
And so you just have to say, this is what it was. Okay, screw it. I don't care. Bugger off. And go send your resume someplace else.
Yep.
Or improve your resumes. Go past DevSecOps. Sorry. Go past DevOps professional. You could do it. You're smart, Thomas. So go past that and then go put that onto your LinkedIn. And there's going to be plenty of companies looking you up. Then fine. Then what you do is you go to LinkedIn Japan and you put a profile over there. And then you get to see all these other Japanese companies trying to hire you at the same time. Then you won't be thinking about this guy from Nigeria. I mean, you'd be like, you're 3 months away from dating Junko. You might meet Sayaka. Why would you care? That's how you have to think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay,
Sorry, Thomas. Hold on, bro. Shout out to Jedi, Jed for the $7 super chat. He says, "My apologies. My cup of tea would be Brazil, but I wanted to get a link to Mr. Foles' channel, please, sir." I don't believe Theo has one at the moment.
No, I don't have a channel. And then when I talk about Facebook groups, I operate within IP's Facebook group. I only allow my students to go into my Facebook groups. So pretty strict there. So you'd have to wait till next year to be admitted to the next set of classes. Then you can do it.
Awesome. Thanks for clearing that up, Theo. Fantastic. So KBB 3055, can you turn your camera on in the background, please, so I know you're not a troll for a couple of seconds? Thank you, brother. You can turn it off. Let me bring in Mr. KBB. Oh, you want to say something, Thomas?
Yeah. So yeah, Theo. So you're absolutely correct, bro. I took in that feedback, and I went ham on Terraform and Docker throughout the weekend. So I just made like a strategy on what to say. Like all of the questions that were asked on that interview, I just note them down and just created a plan on what to say, and always use a star technique.
So this is, again, I'm gonna talk with you, Thomas. Don't get around this. This is exactly what you're supposed to do. You use that failure for your future success. And so what I tell the guys in America is go give their resumes over to Indian recruiters because they're brutal. And the Indian recruiters will just sit there and ask all these questions that are irrelevant to the job. But they'll ask us a zillion questions. And so write them down and know where you're weak, become strong in those areas, and then you'll be a perfect interviewer later on. And when it came to dating, again, when I was starting out dating in Tokyo, I really didn't know how to date in the beginning. So I said, okay, for 3 months, I'm going to tolerate being treated like an idiot. I'm going to tolerate asking girls out and not knowing exactly what I'm doing. But I'm going to use these 3 months as a training program. And that's what I did. It was like 2000. I forgot what it was. I think it was like December 1999 until February 2000, something like that. And when I got through that, dude, I understood what I was making mistakes. And then I became a dating legend. I started dating so many women in Japan. I had girls like crying on the telephone with me because I wouldn't date them anymore. I was like, what? I had girls calling up my office trying to chase me down because I started dating them. I ghosted them. Dude, it was incredible. So you just got to have the same mentality. You're almost there. Use failure as the instruction manual for success.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Thomas. Let me bring in KBB. How you doing, bro?
Good. How about this?
Doing fantastic, brother. Welcome, KBB. Do you have any questions for Theo?
I just wanted
I'm sorry.
I guess like a little bit of a motivation to the guys. Like, I was hearing previously on the calls, it's exactly what Theo said. Like, you got to treat it like dating. Like, you got to bring to the table. And then, because before I told you, IP, that I'm a network engineer and $60K a year with Mindtree. I don't know if you guys are aware of that company group of Microsoft. So they're under Microsoft, but they're not. They're just affiliated with. But you could say I'm technically Microsoft employee. So my situation is a bit unique because with the Indian guys that he's talking to, they actually wanted people to come on, but they wanted to have people. They wanted people that had basic IT qualifications. So I just wanted to shed some light on that because I was in an IT program doing Cisco work, trying to learn like all the Cisco stuff. That's what I went to school for, to focus on net, right? Routing and switching. Just I wanted to stay strong in that. But one thing I wanted to say, there is a difference between American companies and other ones. American companies, they expect out of you. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of the BS that they ask you on that interview, you're not even going to be doing half that work. They just want to see if you know it or not. And the technique that I was taught, that was the advice that I was talking about, is like try to make it like a conversation. Answer 2-3 of their questions, but then try to turn it into like a conversation. Don't let them drill you. Like just keep asking you these continuous, because they just want to see what you don't know. You might know everything except that one thing, and they'll disqualify you just because you fell for that trap. They want you to be like, access something like, what is EIGR? What does EIGRP do? What is it? You answer that, you give a statement, and then you're like, am I going to be working with this? Is this going to be on my day-to-day, daily work basis? And that's going to make them talk. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, this is what you're going to be doing. And then eventually the questions that they were supposed to ask you, they forgot because you guys are already an hour in just talking about, you're just letting him talk, or he or she, whoever's interviewing you. So that was my little bit of advice, if it helps you guys in any way. But the American companies, they're tough, man. They really like to drill you.
Yeah, so these are some of the pointers that I give to the students after they pass their tests. When they're preparing for their interviews, I give them a whole series of points like this. There are some others. Another one that I focus on is giving the complete answer before they ask the question. And if you do this, they won't talk about it. They won't ask you detailed questions. And so, like, for example, one is ISO 27001 as a standard. So before they even talk about it, you start saying this is what it is, and this is how you solve problems based upon it, and these are the kind of issues that you have. And you just kind of do that off the cuff, and like in a friendly exchange with them. And then they're like, oh, well, you answered all of our questions on 27001. The thing is that maybe you never really did it before. So if you just say everything in the beginning, you get to control the narrative.
Correct.
And that's what you're trying to do in these interviews, is control the narrative.
You want to be the power. You want to be the one, because the thing is that one thing this guy said, he's like, don't feel like you're qualifying for them. They're qualifying for you. Because you don't know if you're going to like that job or not. By the time you get in there, they may throw you all the trash work that the other employees don't want to do. You don't know that. You think you're going in and it's going to be an amazing job, and it's really a setup. You don't know that. So you'd rather act like, even if it's an act, you'd rather act like, no, this job is not for me. I don't try not to get desperate about it, because you may not like it once you get it anyway. But the key here is to get your foot in the door at least. I get that mentality. Because there was this one job, they were like that. It was really bad, but they made it seem like it was such a great company. Once you come on, every 401k, all this greatness, but the job was terrible. It was terrible. They're paying you not what you deserve, but making you do the work of what somebody 120k is making. Like, they do stuff like that. These companies will set you up like that. They will do that.
Yeah,
but
they'll do crap, or you get like this political stuff going on, and you're like, I'm not here for politics.
Correct.
Like, and they have when you're doing this runaround, or they don't give you the tools to get the job done, and you're like, screw you, man, this is not something I need.
Right.
Like, yeah, I just had a problem with that last week. I was going after people like, you guys are idiots. I can't believe you're having me do this job. So that's why you kind of have to be like, okay, you got the job. Always have that resume ready, because you don't know how crazy it might be when you get in there. Zero trust.
My question to you, Theo, like, what do you see, since you've been on sides, like, what do you see, like, work-life wise as like an engineer, like, from like the American perspective and versus being in Japan? Like, what do you see like the differences are? Like the work culture, are they more strict? Are they more?
The Americans actually,
the
Americans are the quarter-based, results-based, work as fast as you can. It's very effective, very professional. The Japanese kind of like meander about it, and if it happens, it happens. lots of consensus, a lot of meetings, just to get something basic done.
And you're getting paid for all that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, bro. Let me bring in. So, Mr. Maverick Emrys, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll real quick? Thank you, bro. Let me turn it off. Let me bring in Mr. Maverick Emrys. Come on, add to stream. How you doing, bro? You're on mute, brother. All right, brothers, I'm going to stay on for 20 more minutes. Is that okay?
He's in class with us.
Yeah, I can hear. Yes, I can hear you, Maverick. Yes. Sorry, bro. Hold on, bro. So, Theo, I'm going to stay on for 20 more minutes, 25 minutes max.
Sure.
Is that okay with you? Yeah. I think that'll be enough time for the stream. So, brothers, you got 20 minutes to cash up and super chat your questions, support the channel and the stream, and of course, call in to ask Theo questions. Maverick, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. I had a very productive week. I think I finally got the hang of the auto scaling groups. I also know how to read binary now. Did some courses on that. So yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so something happened like just by chance that just really set things in perspective for me. So I was at the mall and I happened to run into, just by pure coincidence, I don't know what the heck this is. I ran into a Japanese girl that was visiting. And dude, you know when Theo says, they're not subtle about when they're into you. Yeah, I just experienced that. She was like, "Oh, your hair looks like an anime character." She's like, "Oh, you're wearing like nice shirt." Like, dude, when I got back home, it was like my energy was recharged.
Did you get a number? Are you gonna meet up with her?
No, she was rushing off quickly to meet with her friends. They're both going like different directions. But I could immediately tell like she was into it. Like there was no like, just like wow. But even though I didn't get her phone number, just by being in the same space as her, I felt like recharged. Just like it's just the aura. I don't know how to explain it. It's just there's a bit of calmness they've got. It just soothes your soul on the inside. Like brothers, it was beautiful. Like honestly, like it's such a contrast towards like the local women here in South Africa. It's a completely different thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know what you're dealing with there in South Africa. I've been there. Yeah, this isn't. Yeah, let's just say this: all the South African men I knew in Japan, they all had Japanese girlfriends, all of them, and everyone was happy because the South African men were happy they didn't have to date South African women.
Yeah,
it's the way it was. So, I'm telling you, man, you're going to be successful there. We're going to do everything possible to get you to Japan. If we can't do that, then we get you someplace else. But
yeah,
we're going to figure this
made
out.
up my mind. It's going to be East Asia. So either I have to find some way to sort out that 4-year degree to get to Japan, or if I can't have Japan, the only thing I'll settle for is probably South Korea because I need to be in that East Asia region. Like I try to think of myself living in Latin America. But I just keep coming back to East Asia. I just keep coming back to Japan and South Korea. I think there's just something there that's screaming at me to be there. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. Hey, look, the women are like that. Just straight up. Again, when I was younger, there was no question about it. It was East Asia, Southeast Asia. I had a lot of great friends there. Even though I lived in Russia for a year, I wanted a Slavic woman, of course, but I was like, the economy there sucks. They can't trust Russia. I'm not going to deal with it. But Southeast Asia had this amazing area, amazing effect. So I went there. It was just, I look back at it, it's still like the time of my life. It's the story of my life. It was just amazing. And I highly recommend that you try to get there by any means necessary. Do it. You will not regret it. if you do end up marrying a national there, your life will totally change. And you will be one of the happiest guys ever. And then your kids are going to look cute. So they're going to have your accent. They'll have a Japanese accent too. Man, this is going to be great. And then your wife's going to be going around looking at like, hey, look, I made babies. Oh, yeah. So keep on doing cloud. You're going to do it. I love your energy.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you know anything about citizenship, between the differences between, let's say South Korea and like Japan. Which would you say is easier between the two to get citizenship? I know that
citizenship.
Difficult. Yeah. Because I know we've had this conversation, but dude,
no,
I need to get rid of that South African passport.
No. You're not going to get citizenship in either one of them.
Either.
No. Oh. Well, you get is permanent status. I have permanent status in Japan, but you're not going to get citizenship. I mean, I was just thinking it's probably easier to walk to Mars or Venus than to get a citizenship in either one of these two countries. It's easier and quicker. So, I mean, you can just start walking, but you're not going to do it. They're not going to give it to you.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Okay. I'm just a bit worried that South African citizenship might be a problem for me in the future. I don't know what.
It might. Think of ways around it.
Because I've heard they're having some talks about changing the tax plan, and they're trying to, I don't know, go the same route as the United States, that worldwide taxation income. There have been discussions, but I don't know if South Africa has the, organizational power to pull that off. But they have
no. Remember, they can't deal with taxation unless the Japanese government reports your numbers to your home government. So that was why when I was in Japan, I laughed when the American government talked about me paying taxes to America. Because I was like, well, how do you know how much money I'm making here? And they're like, well, we don't. And I'm like, okay, so I'm a black man and I'm a house husband. What can you do now?
Okay.
Right? And the American government couldn't do anything. I was like, that's right, you can't. I know this, so bugger off. And
okay.
That's it.
That's how this is thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Maverick. Yeah. Thank you, bro. So let me bring in Mr. Chalo Tamaz. Can you turn your camera off, Chalo? Let me bring in Chalo Tamaz. Okay. What's going on, Chalo? How you doing?
Yes. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, bro?
We hear you.
Yeah, I hear you clear.
Okay, fantastic, brother. Do you have any questions for Theo?
Yes. I would like, about I had a couple questions. You were speaking about like the interviews and resumes, perhaps. So pertaining to that question, so after like post colleges, when we get to our actual careers and programs, is it good to prepare for the interviews and as well as finding the best jobs in our situations, wherever we want it, or we just have to have preparations, even though they give us like the financial benefits, the 401k and salary and insurance? Is it more so of like there's pros and cons, things that we have to be prepared for as far as like the experience goes?
Hold on. Explain it a little bit more. Explain it from the beginning. What are you trying to get into? You talk about working for a company?
Yeah, most likely after we like finish like our technical programs and we get the degree, certificates, or the license. So say for instance, I apply for like a certain job in a field or any field in particular. They give me like certain like very common benefits in dental insurance, health insurance. Even though they give us all that, is it good to prepare for the worst also?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about this very highly in my class. So there's ways around this. I really only say it in the class. It's usually confidential. But if you're in my class, you'll understand why I keep it confidential. I don't talk about how to really deal with it. What do you want to do? What kind of work?
Basically, pretty much I'm in like the blue collar sort of jobs. So
Now I
basically, yeah,
understand.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
So if
So
you're
it's
just doing blue collar work,
mhm.
then you really are at the mercy of these companies, and
I see.
maybe you can get into a union,
Mhm.
and that would help you out. But you're really at the mercy. So that's it. Now, just so you know, again, I talked about this at the Manosphere meetup. If you're doing blue collar, you're really limited in using your passport. So your best bet is to help date someone who's doing a travel abroad to America. Are you in America or in the UK?
Right now I'm in America, but the thing is I'm more closer around the Florida area.
Okay.
So everything there is like pretty close. You know. Yeah.
Well, but not for long term, because you're not going to have, like, you can't be in like Brazil 3 months. Right?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so the most you can be there is three weeks a year, probably 2 weeks a year, and that's maybe if you're lucky you get that paid. So that's not going to happen. Okay. What is going to happen is you're probably going to date somebody in Florida, but then the price level for work. There's a lot of money in Florida, so you got to deal with that. I would say look at a way of making sure that your income, even as a blue collar worker, goes above $100,000 a year. Then you can start playing around with these options.
Oh, I see. So even though if I have a certain career that's going to be like put me in a position of being more valued, I still have to make that certain amount of income if I want to do the sort of things that I want. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're not. You want $10,000 a month, regardless.
Max.
No, that's like minimum.
Minimum. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go up. You do not want to go low. No,
of
not
course.
at all.
Yeah.
Especially if you're dating in the Florida market, that's hypergamy central.
No. Of course not. I'm not with Florida. No.
Yeah.
So
you're not. So even if you got $10,000 a month, you're not going to be able to travel abroad more than 3 weeks a year. So you really are limited in your options.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for that, bro. Thank you, Chilo Tomas. Thank you, brother. All right. So I'm going to end the stream. Thank you very much, Theo, for taking your time out. Before I end it, KW, are you still there? KW, are you watching this? I saw you in the background and you dropped off. If you can call in the next minute or two, I can add you in, KW. I know you're currently abroad. So Theo, quick question. The Manosphere video, when are you going to send that over?
It was sent to Austin, and I'm not in Austin right now. So I will be in the next 4 weeks. I'll be back in Austin. I'll get it and send it to you.
Okay, I see. Oh, okay. Thanks for that, Thomas. Thanks for that, Theo.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Sorry, bro. Yeah,
it's okay. I like Big Thomas. That means I'm young, and I know DevOps, and I'm black, and I'm about to go to Japan because I decided, I'm going to go to Japan. I know I need to apply, and I get a job there. I'm going to go do it, and so I'm taking a free course with this crazy guy online. This looks great. I like Big Thomas. It's like the time of my life. Thank you. I like this. Thomas, yeah. I'm going to go to Japan. I'm going to get a Blasian. I'm going to figure out to go to the coldest area in Tokyo, in Honshu, and go look for some half black, half Japanese women. I'm there, man. I'm going to go do it.
Oh, man. Sounds exactly like Thomas. Exactly. The kamikaze of Thomas, actually.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna bring some Kit Kats and have some tea time up in the north of Japan.
This guy's a Kit Kat.
Awesome.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
By the way, can I ask Thomas one more question?
Okay, one more question, bro. One more.
Sure.
You had made a point about the stocks. Do you have courses on that about investing when it comes to stocks specifically?
No, I don't. My advice is, I learned about stocks when I was in university. Is my thing is invest in what you love and what you really know, and then always be aware of what people buy when they have no money.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. So, for example, during the recession, people still bought iPhones. Okay, you want to get some Apple stock. That means they're always going to get that. Now, when I was during when COVID-19 hit my city and quarantine was about to start, there was a rush for food in the supermarkets. And what I did is I looked around and I looked at the food that people were not buying, and I was like, okay, if there's a disease coming, you can die from it. You need food, but people are like, I don't care if I'm going to starve. I'm not going to buy that food. You don't want to invest in that company. Okay,
I see.
that's the way you do stock. Just keep your eyes open about where the value is. Join IP's group and we'll talk about it on there.
Okay.
All right. So, what was your last question, Blacktober, for Theo?
Okay. Theo, before because obviously I need to learn how to do IT and all that. Before I can actually practice IT, of course I'll need like a decent job or occupation to make money. What would you think? Because I've been looking into maybe getting a CDL for now, driving trucks before automation takes over.
Oh, hold on. Just so you know, more than one of my students is unemployed. Okay? So you don't have to get a great job in order to take my course.
Yeah.
You just have to have a decent computer and a good internet connection.
Okay.
All right? So maybe you want to drive a truck if you want. Sure, I'm not against that. Just make sure you have time to take the course and study for it. That's it.
Okay. All right. That was all.
Awesome. Fantastic. You got anything else, Thomas?
No, man, this has been a great live stream. Definitely gonna rewatch this when I wake up. But yeah, bro, I love these type of discussions because this is very encouraging for black men. IP and Theo on the Facebook group. I watched one video and it was very powerful. It was one black father. Yeah, he was with his son in the park, and his son was asking his father, "Oh, Dad, I want to be like an athlete. I want to be a rapper." Do you know what the father did? Do you know what the father did? He presented these brilliant options to his son. Brother, no, son, you can be an engineer, you can be an astronaut, you can be a politician, you can be a scientist. Bruv, I was literally crying. I was like, this is effing powerful. You don't see this on mainstream media, but this is what black men need to see every day. So I'm like,
because
this is very encouraging.
Yeah, let me comment on that because that's what a black father does. So with the gynocentric feminism cuckoo that we have, the black fathers are being removed from the houses. And then the feminists, particularly the mothers, say, don't work that much. Don't do too much. Don't achieve that much. And this is why you have a bunch of underperforming black men right now. Yep. So I'm glad that I had a father and he said, go do it. And I kept on pushing myself, and that really helped out a lot. And then I removed women's voices from my head, saying work less. I decided to work more, and let's just say this: I'm never without money. It's always raining cash. I mean,
that's my boy Theo. It's always raining cash, man. Cash money. That's what I'm talking about, bruv.
Yeah, it's always good. I mean, it's just wonderful. Like my payday is just like, oh, great! I got even more now. So dads are important. That's why we want to make our own families, because we want to be dads to somebody else and continue the process.
Absolutely.
Yes, I saw that. That was a great advert. I think I saw that advert as well. I think I had Rich Paul, LeBron James's sports agent, in the advert, and a few other famous people. Good advert, you know. I liked it. Yeah, it definitely was very touching and moving. You know, we want to see more black men, black boys as well, aiming to become CEOs, bankers, doctors, lawyers, instead of the garbage rappers and athletes we see all the time. I'm sick of it. Sick of seeing a bunch of black dudes rapping about nonsense, wanting to be rappers. I'm sick of seeing that BS. It's too much. Too much.
I agree.
Every time I turn on YouTube, I see some black dude rapping about nonsense. I'm like, what is going on, man?
Even athletes, bro. Even athletes. Like I told bros, no, you like football? But use it as a hobby. Don't use football as a career path. I'm like, F that, man. Sports should be looked at as a hobby, not as a career.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Okay. Thank you very much, brothers. Theo, do you have anything else you want to say last before I end?
No. This is a great stream. Had a good time. Hey, look. Hopefully the next one we'll do, I'll be abroad. You guys are doing well in the class, and let's keep it going, guys. And just as one point, I know right before you stop, the students who have gotten jobs in IT, their combined increase in marginal income is over $3 million.
Yeah.
I'm telling it to you guys right now. So again, there's some very successful students out there. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna get you guys next. You guys in Japan. That's what I want.
Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for all those who called in, those who super chat and cash app tonight. And of course, you know, make sure you join the Patreon Diamond Tier, brother, to get in the Facebook group and the Discord server, and etc. etc. Okay. You know my social media platforms, which reach out to me next. And I will see you brothers tomorrow for the Peruvian stream, where I'll be interviewing a brother and his Peruvian girlfriend live from Peru. Don't you miss that one. That should be a classic.
I'll be in there.
Awesome. Thank you. Take it easy, brothers. Thank you, Theo.
See you guys.
Thank you, Thomas.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. See you, brothers. Take it easy, brothers. Thank you.